Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Emerald League Season 3 Grand Finals between the Pandas and the Egoist. My name is EpilepticUnicorn. Joining me is Hanmine and the rare appearance of Sigmna actually talking on the stream. How are you guys doing?
Good, doing good.
Oh yeah, doing all right. Sorry, my bad. Not used to talking. I was not paying attention.
All right. Well, as we have your attention now, let's. I'll start with you here. These two teams both, finished the regular season 1-2, kind of the expected two teams going into playoffs to make it to finals. So we've had a lot of time to think about this matchup. How do you see this one going, and who do you think is going to come out with the victory?
Who are you starting with? Because you just said I'm going to start with you here, and then.
No, I said I'm going to start with you because I have your attention.
Yeah.
Before you lose it again.
I already had lost it. What was the question? Can you repeat?
Holy shit! Get me out. I quit.
No, I'm joking, man. I'm joking. Listen. Obviously, we know the Pandas are a strong team. There's no surprise. They have some strong players, top to bottom. But like, I'm a believer in the Egoist too. I think they're strong. We saw them on stream last week playing strong in their first two games, and then made some questionable choices in the following, but they still won. If they play how they played in the first two, I think it's winnable for them, But
okay.
they just have to play like that, and will they? I don't know. We don't have Melly for game one for them either, so there's a big hole in the bot lane.
They do have 100% win rate without Melly in playoffs, so
That's true. Yeah, honestly, I think if they win game one without Melly should just continue letting Ishan sub IMO.
Oh,
obviously that's the win to con.
That's fucked up. What about you, Hanmine?
I think it's gonna come down to jungle play and momentum. I think what's gonna happen is it depends on. I'm gonna say it's gonna depend on the first two games. It's gonna depend solely on the junglers and how they, one, get momentum for their team, and then two, after the first two games, I think it's gonna be like a mentality check in. Just really depend on what the teams are feeling, what they're thinking about, and how their mentality is going into the next couple games, I think. But I think the first two games are gonna be solely based on jungle momentum.
All right. Well, Rake is well known for not having jungle momentum. He is definitely a notorious farmer, even at the detriment of the rest of the map. So we'll see if Ixie can take advantage of that and try and snowball an early lead going forward. But I think kind of what the Egoists have to play for to actually pull out the victory is for mid and AD carry to, actually, kind of get far ahead. Because I think top lane is going to really struggle, just like they did last week against Rhino. And then, like I said, I think Rake is going to be very passive, like he normally is. And Ixie's one of the players who likes to play aggressive and can definitely take advantage of that passiveness. So we'll have to see if, I guess, when Melly comes back and Now We Wait can kind of pop off. We did see both of them have really good series last week. And if they can replicate that performance, I think that's kind of the players you can take advantage of on the Pandas in Lizzo and Giggle. I think those are the two lanes where you could argue that the Egoists have better players. So we'll see if they can pull that one out. But looks like we're still waiting for teams to get ready for Fix It Man. So I guess let's no, we talked about it a little bit. I'm gonna have you guys lock in your full predictions for the series. Who wins and what's the game score? Sigma, I'll start with you.
I think it's a well fought victory from the Egoist, 3-2 to them. It might be, some would say, cope, but I'm a believer in this team. I think that Melly's going to have the series of his life once he shows up. I think Now We Wait, just clears. And then Rake is going to prove Hanmine here wrong, that Hanmine was the problem, not him showing up late to their series back in Season 1. And he's actually going to carry, little do you know. So He's gonna all that money from creeps this week. Instead of dying with it, he's actually gonna use it. It's gonna go so crazy. So yeah, that's my prediction.
All right, Hanmine, you have any thoughts? Who's taking it?
I think the Pandas are gonna take it. I think Pandas take it. I think they take it like 3-1. I think maybe Egoist can get a game, but
that's a very bodes lots of confidence you have in the Egoist with maybe they can possibly maybe take one game.
They can prove me wrong. This could
All right. Well, I do agree with your series score of 3-1 for the Pandas, but I am more confident than you that the Egoist will at least take the one game.
okay.
You were very lackluster in that, but I think the Pandas have shown enough tendency to do stupid things, and the Egoists are strong enough individual players in their carry positions that they'll at least get one game, if not get the two. But I think the Pandas overall have just shown a better level of coordination, and I think just overall have a better average skill level. So we'll go 3-1. What's these question marks for? Okay.
Well, you seem semi-confident in the 2 there, So I was, I put a 2 question mark instead because you said maybe 2. So yeah, obviously, there's potential.
Yeah, they'll also have the 3-1 for the Egoists. But
I put it back. Don't you worry. Oh no.
Oh, huge.
Oh, this is bad.
Oh no.
It's fine. It looks like we're they're lined up. Don't worry about the only half the names being there.
All right, so we have the no names on the Egoist side who don't even warrant their names being on the screen, apparently. And the Pandas have opted for the red side. And we get straight into draft here with see what the Egoists decide they want to take off the board first.
Oh, it's because I'm done. Okay, it'll totally.
All right, just right off the bat, just taking out the Vladimir. I believe that's one of LGA's most played champions in his, I believe, in his solo queue match history. So no surprises there, as Udyr is coming off the board after some pretty solid performances by Rake on that champion in their previous series. As a little bit more jungle attention, as both the Fiddlesticks and Graves get banned out. So
really targeting Rake here.
Yeah, lots of maybe they're trying to force Rake onto his Karthus so they can take advantage of the early game passiveness. That could be a strategy they're going for here, but have to see if it's going to be another Rake ban coming out here from the Pandas, as the Caitlyn was taken away from Giggle, not wanting to have a super comfortable lane. Let's see here, Pandas final ban, really thinking about it. And it's going to be the Fizz. It's going to be banned out. So, not a ban I expected to see, but it's all right. Sigma subbed himself into support on the Pandas. All right, now he's gone.
Sorry, I was trying to fix why it's not showing up the blue side, but that's the intermission moment. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
All right, and looks like we might get a first pick Ziggs.
That's interesting.
And it's actually going to be the Karthus in there. There's the Karthus.
Okay.
So
I've never been wrong. Ixie plays Kiana jungle. Never seen this.
Oh yeah, this is where Ixie locks in the Kiana. For some reason, I don't think that's going to happen, but it might. But Rake is on his quote unquote signature comfort pick here on the Karthus. We'll see how well he can perform. He had a lot of poor positioning in his previous series playing it. Even after getting a lead, wasn't really able to convert much. So we'll see if he can do a little bit more this time around. But
that's a lane Kha'Zix, by the way.
I think you might just be talking out of your ass here.
It might be Cope.
As Ixie is just going to immediately lock in. That Kazakhs look to put down a lot of pressure here on this Karthus. And we're just going to get a Sivir in the bot lane for Giggle. It's an interesting time to pick it, but team so far has really shown a very high priority towards AD carries.
Nice.
Like throughout the playoffs.
True to the Egoist name, they're going to do a 4v5, it looks like.
It's a Poppy. It is a Poppy.
Never mind, it's a Poppy. I lied.
No, I like your story better.
I think, yeah.
So, honestly.
All right, so that's at least something that can help shut down the Kazakhs, and hopefully should be a safer lane up in that top lane, locking in this Leona as well. So a good front line, good amount of CC coming out from the Egoist so far here.
I do like their draft so far.
Yeah, Pandas so far relatively short range here. With the Sivir and a melee assassin type jungler in this Kazakh. So we'll see what they decide they want to go with here for their final pick in the first round. It's going to be Syndra for Lizzo.
Okay.
All right. So how do you feel about the Syndra, and you think they would target ban anything in this mid lane to try and protect it? It seems a little
maybe
early
Azir
to be locking this in. Harping back to our last week conversation.
I would ban Azir, but
all right, well, they're going to go with the Yasuo first here, as it looks like the Eagles might be targeting more into that top lane, into LGA, as they've already picked up their top laner. So, but the match roll's just going to go and focus on that. See here, Panda's final ban of this first game. I assume another mid laner is coming off the board here. What are they going to go with? It's going to be the Aurelia. So more scared of these dive-focused AD champions than the Azir. But
which is fair, because right now, Eagles have a pretty go in, I would say. And they want to limit their mid lane's ability to do that too. Makes sense.
Yeah. All right, well, final ban timer coming down here, and it looks like they're going to take away Tomato's Thresh. It's been a respect ban towards him for a lot of the season. So keeping that respect for now, at least. That's probably one of those bans that might get dropped if things don't go so well in this first game, but have to see, as the Pandas should be able to pick their top lane here and then give Tomato kind of full counter pick of once he sees the whole bot lane, the support counter, but they're actually just going to rip the Seraphine right away. That's a very weird lane pairing, but we'll see between this Sivir and Seraphine.
I don't know if I like the Akshan pick right now.
What? I mean, it would make sense. Trying to keep your Karthus as your only AP threat. Although I feel like there's probably better mid laners to pair with it, but they're going to go with the Akshan, presumably mid lane, unless they're doing something spicy.
Interesting.
And this might be.
I think that's Akshan ADC.
Poppy jungle, Karthus mid.
Yeah, I am not greatly.
Or just
as well.
just a Kennen mid, I guess. But Kennen and Karthus on the same team is interesting combination. They both like to be the only AP threat. So I guess it could be Kennen ADC, but I don't think Akshan or Kennen really function that well right now as a in the duo bot lane as AD carry. But I guess we'll have to see how that plays out as the Mordekaiser just gets locked in for LGA.
Yeah, especially with the Pandas bot lane probably not trying to interact that much, right? You got Sivir, Seraphine. So I don't imagine that they're going to be just wanting to take the fight. So it's very, very curious that the Akshan came out, or I guess Kennen, depending on whatever's bought.
Yeah, the Eagles have a plethora of options to kind of, flex things around. they have kind of 3 options who Ishan wants to take in there. I guess that probably makes the most sense in terms of traditional lane assignments is to have Karthus be in the bot lane, but then Rake is playing Poppy jungle, which
I don't.
I don't know if that really fits their typical playstyle. So we will have to see. But you know, let me take a step back from these drafts. Who do you think came out ahead in this first game?
Yeah, I was muted. That's awkward because I don't want to hear you guys the typing. It's on me.
I don't. Oh God, I don't know. Honestly, I feel like the Egoist did. You know, depending on if they can perform the actual like team fight that I think their team's capable of. But at the same time, I think like it's gonna depend on this early game because I think Pandas have better solo lanes. So if they just get ahead, I just think it's gonna be over.
Fair enough. I think Egoists are better. They're winning, no doubt, 100%, unrelated to the draft. Draft doesn't matter. Your hands do. At the end of the day, let's be real. You know, I've heard over the last couple weeks so many times where, you know, the cast is talking about how bad a team comp is or how a team comp should work, and it never gets played that way. Everyone just does their own thing anyway, and it all just comes down to the hands.
That's fair. Fuck it. Why do we even do draft? Just blind pick it with 5 bands that we know are already there. This is bullshit.
We tried the blind pick approach once. It didn't go over too well with players, unfortunately. Unlucky.
Fuck it. You know what? We should just make game 3s one for alls.
Ooh, I like that. Honestly, I think we should do like you choose your champion 1v1. You know. Everyone's just
wait. Did they have that one game mode?
Oh, that'd be good. A best of 5 1v1. You know, every lane 1v1s, and then whoever has the majority, you know, 3 out of 5 wins. That's it. GG, go next.
God.
I like that.
You know, before we get too unhinged here, I think we'll throw it to a break while we wait for the spectate delay to catch up, and then we'll get into game 1 of the finals between Pandas and Egoist. Welcome back to the start of game 1, as we might get a little bit of action straight away with the Pandas invading, but Rake paying attention, not being AFK, and will be able to make himself out to safety. Yeah, he should have just stood his ground, 1v3'd him, assert dominance.
I agree.
I mean, it's just first strike Kha'Zix, first strike Syndra, and Mord, but like that, you know.
Yeah. So it is going to be Rake playing the Poppy jungle with Ashan taking that Karthus down into bot lane, which is it's going to be a different look for Rake on this Poppy. Not a very farm-focused jungler. We'll see what he can get done on this to try and get his team a lead early on. Because if he just continues his traditional playstyle of doing full clear, resetting full clearing again, that's not going to scale too well. Just focusing on the Poppy farms. So hopefully he'll be able to find something. But now we wait, taking that Ignite, trying to be very aggressive in this mid lane here. I think that's kind of the pivotal point to watch here on this map. I don't think there's going to be too much action in the bot lane here. And unless guys are overextend themselves on Kennen, there's probably not going to be too much besides some 1v1 trading in top lane. So
the question is, do you think Now We Wait's going to get caught out trying to be over aggressive on Lizzo? Because I know that they have their nice little rivalry that they have, both being very confident that they're better than each other. Do you think that Now We Wait will try to prove it, and the difference being that Ixie will actually hover around Lizzo? Do you think Now We Wait potentially just gets inted for going too aggressive, or do you think he'll respect it knowing this is a finals game?
Well, he's not really getting inted when he's the one doing it. It's not like someone else is inting.
yeah, I get what you're saying. I always blame the jungle though, but yeah, continue.
Yeah, I definitely think there is going to be opportunities for Ixie to look this mid lane, because Now We Wait has to play aggressive. He has this Ignite, he's playing Akshan mid lane. He has to play aggressive, look for these aggressive trades, and actually build himself a lead. So it's kind of going to be on him and Rake to make sure they keep tabs on Ixie through ward coverage and invades to find him. So that Now We Wait can actually play this aggressive. Because if he gets cut out and punished, and like a wave gets frozen on him, he doesn't have TP to actually come back and reset anything. So it could be pretty disastrous if he gets cut out at the wrong time, over pushed. I think that's probably something that's going through Ixie's head and where he's going to be looking for.
So do you think Rake backs after he finishes blue?
No, he hasn't done crab yet. That's not a full clear.
Well, and he also has to take at least one enemy camp before backing. I'm pretty sure that's
he
goes straight for golems.
That's what coach said.
Yeah, he goes crab into golems here. There's a huge trade coming out in this bot lane here. Ashan getting chunked down very low, having to start burning through those pots, but Giggles starting Cole is just getting to push this wave because it's not really much Karthus can do to contest. And the double range, Ashan's getting very low. He needs one more auto attack. He barely is going to survive. That was very close. Neither bot lane committing for the flash. And now he's going to have to back. He's got to be careful. This Ricochet actually stops his back again. So tough times for this Karthus in the bot lane. The spectator client decides it doesn't want to work yet again.
I think that's 4 straight weeks of spec pausing at least twice per game. I'm pretty sure that's correct. Maybe I have to pull up the VOD history to prove that.
Ixie is down here. He's going to find Rake as he just face checks into the bush. He should be able to get himself out to safety, but he's actually jumping aggressively, still going. Now Ultra's putting himself in a position, but Ashan has teleported back, and now Ixie's going to have to flash. And the heal being burned by Giggle. And that's a summoner positive trade going in favor of the Egoist. Ixie going pretty deep there with that committed jump.
So with Ixie having to burn that, I was talking, man. with Ixie having to burn that flash right there, do you think that opens the door for Wait for at least a little bit to be a little bit less scared on how aggressive he is, knowing that he has 2 getaway tools now and that Ixie can't follow as easily?
100%.
Sort of, but at the same time, you also don't want to be just trading your flash because you were like, oh, they don't have flash, so it's fine.
Right, not necessarily like trading, but like you said, he has to be aggressive. But you think it's definitely more likely that we see it, especially since Ixie is now going top too. Right? It doesn't appear that Ixie even cares about mid.
Yeah, it definitely gives him safety, a little bit more safety to keep pushing up. But as I said, that Geyser
him on the ward.
Gonna get caught out. Ixie immediately jumps behind him, but just gets stunned. And well done by Geyser, able to avoid that. Chunk Ixie out a little bit on the walk back, but that's actually really big here. With Geyser having 6, he should be able to just shove this wave in regardless of what Ixie can do about it. So.
I don't think Ixie can do anything. I think they're both too low at this point that even if he goes back, he's just gonna hit R.
Yeah. I think Ixie knows that as well, so I doubt we see Ixie going anywhere near. Did I just see Rake leaving their jungle? Was Rake successfully able to steal a camp right there?
He might have. He is a couple camps up here, but Ixie did look for that early play, so not sure. He might have gotten the Raptors there. But...
Maybe we just don't know the strength of farming Poppy. Maybe we're gonna see soon.
I'm by no like I'm not an expert for sure. I'm your average silver player, so I might be learning some things about jungle Poppy for sure right now. Let me take these notes and take this into solo queue, right? That's how this. That's how this should go.
100%. Yeah.
Yep, as LGA's got to be a bit careful here. Guys are showing have the damage to dive him just yet, but maybe on the next wave if he stays. So it should just take the recall and teleport back, but a wave advantage being built up by Geyser there, up 8 CS here. Pretty much everywhere else is fairly even, as Lizzo was able to even out that mid lane CS, as Now We Wait had to take it back without TP. So pretty even across the board here. It's really just those couple summoners being burned in this bot lane is all the action we have got, but we have our first bases coming in, so a little bit more potential for some more blood to be spilled, but not looking like either team wants to go too far so far.
I was gonna ask, is this how you expected the first 7 minutes ago with this deathless game, killless game going? Absolutely. Or did you expect it to be a little more bloody?
With this draft, it kind of makes sense for there to be death, but with the players playing the drafts, I kind of figured that at least someone would have died so far, but it's kind of the ignoring of mid lane, which I thought was going to be the most volatile lane. It's kind of slowed down the pace just a bit, but we'll have to see now that Ixie has hit 6, has that ultimate charge to at least close the gap a little bit more with his invisibility. We'll see if he's able to find anything going on, but I think it's going to be a little hard for him to make a play up in top lane as long as Geyser is relatively healthy, just because the Kenneth ult is going to be so strong at this early stages here. But have to see, as he is walking up into top lane with LGA trying to fight, but he's been spotted out, and we might actually get a fight here for Herald. They don't know Now We Wait is here, and Lizard just gets immediately stunned into the wall, gets ignited, has the flash, but it's not enough. The Karthus ult coming out just to make sure, and that's going to be first blood going in favor of the Egoist.
That's so if you had to make a prediction, another question for you, was that the team that you expected to get first blood? Egoist on top, man. I'm telling you. I'm changing my prediction to an Egoist 3-0. What can I say?
Oh god.
1 kill in, 9 minutes into the series. Egoist on top.
That's all you needed. That's all you needed.
That's all you needed.
Just that play, right?
We can close it up now. Stream's over.
Yeah, you could just cut the stream. Alright, well, that is a good start. Getting that first blood gold on to Now We Wait. The only bad thing that happened in that play is that Ishan committed the Karthus ult. Unfortunate for Karthus. You like to actually get KP. Yeah, he did.
He did. He did, yeah.
He didn't even get a Dark Harvest proc for it. No KP on it, so a little bit unfortunate, but hey. First blood going over to your Akshan. Can't really complain too much about that. And so that's going to really help him get to that first item. But Pandas were, with that bot prior, going to be able to sneak away this first dragon. So he's getting themselves something back here. But trade back with the Herald that was taken for the Egoist.
Bold prediction, they'll get the next 2 dragons too, regardless of prio. Based on what I've seen on how Rake plays towards the bot side, I think he is more than okay with giving up the next 2. I don't know if his team agrees, but that's at least what we saw in the previous week, was a lot of just they didn't even really try to contest any type of early dragon control. So I would expect the Pandas to continuously punish that all series long. And I'd honestly be as bold to say that in every single game we see, Pandas get first dragon.
Well, when you pick Karthus bot lane and you have a tendency of not playing around bot at all, it should be kind of a big sign above dragon that says "Take me, I'm free." So at least the Pandas were able to capitalize on that, but.
Yeah, I'm just saying, I don't think it matters. I think they actually were smart. They know that they don't play around in their bot lane, so they're like, yeah, we can take something like Karthus, because we're not contesting it anyway, right? So let's just do something wacky, right? So obviously, it's Giga Brain on their part, actually. What do you think?
Well,
what do you think, Jordan? Sorry, Hanmine. What's your take on this? On the early Drake?
On the early Drake, I don't think Drake gets one of them. I think Drake thinks, I think Drake thinks Drake's minion, and so not which is surprising because with how much counter juggling he does,
maybe he thinks it's a champion, so that's why he avoids it early.
Maybe that's why he avoids dragon.
Because if it was a creep, he would definitely he'd be taking it, yeah. But he sees that maybe he thinks it's Shyvana, so he just doesn't go. Yeah, you're right.
All right, well, the Herald was dropped in mid lane. Get a little bit more gold over to this Akshan and using that opportunity to take another spawn of Raptors. As we get engaged here in bot lane, the Spell Shield comes out to block the stun.
I just don't see a world where Ishan and Outro ever want to just all in unless Rake's there.
I mean, I think they definitely, if they can get isolated Q damage on either of these targets with the Leona lockdown, I think they have the damage to at least force out summoners. But it's going to be relatively difficult to actually force the kill, but Ixie's just walking straight in. There's going to be a lot of damage going on him. He gets locked down immediately. Ultra committing the ult. There's going to be an ult coming out as well from this Karthus, and he actually snipes it before the charm comes out. And now in the top lane, we have a trade of ults as Geyser and LGA are going back-to-back. No more cooldowns for Geyser, but he flashes away from the Q. Gets his cooldowns back up. He needs a couple more cooldowns, but the flash Q from LGA is going to be enough, and that's going to be a solo kill going over to LGA, but it's traded back in the spot lane as Ixie is dying a lot around this bot lane, or fighting a lot around this bot lane bush here. As now Rake is here, the Predator is popped. Giggle still has flash, should be able to get away at using that at the very least, but it's really getting CC'd here at the same time. Now we wait is looking for a kill up onto LGA, and he's going to get it, and Giggle has to use that flash to get out to safety in the bot lane. Overall, Egoist, good start for this early game.
I was going to say, I feel like Geyser dying there a couple seconds ago to the Mord honestly isn't a big deal because 13 minutes in, only one death. Compared to last week, this is definitely an improvement because, last week we saw Geyser dying a lot more early to really his own mistakes. But, I feel like top lane hasn't been as volatile, which to me tells me that the Egos are going to be in a really good spot, going to this mid game. Because they're kind of all okay right now. There's no part of your map's on fire yet.
True. And he just finished the laundries on the Karthus, so starting to get a little bit more scary with the ults.
Yeah, I mean, they already did some damage. We've seen Ixie now fail 2 ganks down there, where he just thought that he could and immediately gets shut down. And I don't think, have we seen Ixie go mid? Because now he's top.
Yeah. But no, I don't. I think he's respecting the 1v1.
I don't think that's the play. I don't think that's the play.
Do you think most teams agree to that? In draft is hey, no one's allowed to go mid. This is a 1v1.
If I was the Pandas, I'm saying this, and it's gonna sound like I'm roasting Lizzo here. I'm not. I actually think Lizzo as a player is a lot better than I used to give him credit for. But I think Now We Wait still is a tier above. So I know if I was on the Pandas, there's no freaking way I'm agreeing to that. I'm sorry, it's just not happening, especially in this matchup. Why? And the Akshan took the Ignite? Come on.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure Rake already did go mid. I think Rake gaked mid. I forget when, but I'm pretty sure I saw Poppy mid.
He just walked up, dropped Herald, and then walked through mid.
Honestly, that's a gank from Rake in my book.
I'd get that. No, that's a gank in my eyes.
That's gold into my pocket at least, right? That's
whoa. All right,
what's going on? Rake is starting up Dragon, and now he's getting collapsed on. He's gonna have to use his flash, but he gets charmed up. Stunned up in the end. Can he even get over the wall? He's not going to be able to. Now the TPs have come in. It's a 4v5, but Ixie is low. He's getting Akshan ulted, but it is blocked in time by Tomato. As now Mordekaiser in the backline, just completely destroying them. Karthus is down. Ultra goes down as well. The Karthus going to come out. It could take out Ixie, but the shield and the healing is just enough to keep him alive as a huge Seraphine heal comes in to end it off. And that's a 3-for-0 in favor of the Pandas and the Dragon. Egoist just starting that Dragon way too early and haphazardly. They're all over the place.
Is it BM to add a Rake dying by himself counter on the stream? Is that like, can you not do that?
You can do whatever you want.
Because this was...
I would prefer a Rake counter jungle camp.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you do one, you have to do the other. Okay?
You gotta give both, yeah. Well, I know going into this, my one worry was that right there, because we saw a lot last week where Rake would have all the money, have the items, and die by himself without his team. And seeing it already, before 16 minutes into a series worries me. And speaking,
all right, well, guys are unfortunately taking the bad end of that 1v1 as LGA just came back with a ton of money and just ulted and killed him. No flash for that cannon, still on cooldown for the last one, so didn't really even tickle the Mordekaiser with his ult damage, so it's not gonna get better anytime soon here in this 1v1.
Is it too late to change my prediction?
Look,
no. What happened to we saw the one kill, that's all you needed?
Yeah, I didn't know that, like, I thought we were going to keep the momentum going. I was a believer in the momentum.
well, I feel like you're giving up on your team a little bit too early.
I'm not. I'm not being serious. I think the Egos still have it. I'm a big believer in the Akshan mid 1v5. I'm not saying 1v9 because they're not. I don't think the Egos have actually done too poorly. It's still close. It's just one bad play.
Wait, Rake just flashed over the wall. They're going for this tower dive here. And Tomato was there in time to discourage him. But now Akshan might be roaming, but Tomato's being very aggressive here, trying to posture, and might get jumped on here by Ultra. Has the flash play, but now Akshan is tanking the turret and has to kite himself out to safety, but he gets taken down by Giggles. Now Rake is under the turret by himself, misses the ult as well, taking so much tower damage, and he should go down here, assuming Giggle doesn't mess up, and he doesn't. So that's a double kill over to Sivir in a very poorly executed tower dive by the Egoist there.
Honestly, with Seraphine flashing, I would have taken that as a dub and left.
Yeah. That was so forced. I mean, when Rake first went in basically by himself and was like over there dancing for a long time, I feel like at that point, like, it was so overforced. And, like, guys, just let Now We Wait cook. I mean, he is just owning Lizzo in mid lane. We don't have to make these aggressive plays, bot. Let him cook. Akshan's got the game under control, guys. Please.
Oh, we could see he might be trying it. Oh, he might be.
Can he find him here? The Karthus ult coming out to delay the recalls. Can he find it? He's not going to be able to. He spins in, but it's not going to be in range. As Giggle and Tomato are going to be able to make it out to safety, so it's another Karthus ult used, not finding anything, and it's going to be mid-turret going down as well, as the gold lead is starting to snowball here as 3,000 gold in Panda's favor.
Yep. It was looking promising. It's not looking as promising anymore. Not gonna lie. It's fine. I'm a big believer in the Egoist. Getting it on track. It's not that doomed, Like, you're down a couple thousand. It's still early. I think you guys have it. I'm still believing in Akshan.
I think they're gonna have to play around Akshan now.
Yeah, I was gonna say, as someone who's somewhat of an ego mid laner yourself, you'd fit in with the Egoist. Well, what do you think, if you're the Akshan, what are you needing your team to do to give you a chance to win this game?
I would probably tell them, hey, let's stop the tower diving. Let's do nice coordinated. Follow me around and let's kill people.
All right, that's the word for word comms that Hanmine would throw out in a game.
It's true.
So
I can confirm that is the word for word.
Word for word. Let's
Akshan does have that interesting, mechanic that he can go in that semi-permanent visibility, but as I say, we're getting engaged, going straight onto Seraphine. They're able to get the lockdown, but there's just no damage. Sean is trapped on the other side of the wall, but they finally are able to take him down, but they're going to trade their support back for it. It's a 1-for-1 so far, but Geyser's might get in the back line, but doesn't commit the ult. It's just going to be both supports traded 1-for-1 as everyone walks away. But what I was trying to say was Now We Wait can go invisible and try and shadow in a side lane or something and try and make a pick. The problem is there's a Mordekaiser in that side lane, and he definitely wins the 1v1 versus Kennen. So even if you shadow the Kennen, the Mordekaiser could just kill the Kennen before you even have a chance to auto him. But now he waits in a bit of trouble here, gets stunned up, gets jumped on. The ult comes out. The XD has to flash forward, but he is able to finish it off. And that's
right
another
before
kill
Drake.
going over to Pandas, and that's your strongest member down right as Dragon is spawning here. Ishan might be in a bit of trouble, but Rake is just going straight forward onto Giggle, but Ishan flashes away after getting pulled back. LGA not committing the ult just yet. It's going to be a 5v4 here, and the Egoists look like they're just going to give this one up. That'll be third Dragon going over to Pandas here at 20 minutes, and they'll have 5 minutes to figure out how to stop them from getting this Ocean Soul.
So I got Jordan's opinion on it. So what Egoist, down 4K, what do you think they got to do to win this one out, Unicorn?
Well, you see, I think they're in a little bit of trouble because
Just a little.
Akshan really doesn't like team fighting, and both the people on their team that like team fighting, their damage dealers are the Kennen and Karthus, are AP. So you already see a lot of Merc Treads coming out here. As you just need to build some flat health and some MR, and then just make sure you CC this Akshan with, Mordekaiser can just ult him if he feels like it, or Mordekaiser can use it on the Kennen to try and stop a Maelstrom coming in. But the team cohesively just doesn't have a lot of team fight threat. So it's going to be a little hard for them to come back here, as we see Lizzo already bullying Ultra a bit with just that 1.5 items. And I think they're going to need to look for picks with this Akshan. Try and find numbers advantage plays where this Akshan can surprise someone coming out of invisibility, because I don't think they're going to win taking straight up 5v5 or 4v4 fights against this Seraphine Sivir, who should be really safe between the Spell Shield and all of Seraphine's peeling tools. So we'll see if Egoist can actually put some ward control down, but Panda's just popping the sweepers, walking into their jungle, denying all that ward control that they would need to make it a pick.
Curious.
Ultra's got to be careful here. He's just getting completely jumped on. The exhaust comes out, but he still goes down. As now Ixnay is still looking for more. As now he did a little bit of a fail on the spin. Now gets caught up into the charm, and he's getting taken out. Rake flashes forward, gets on top of Tomato. The slicing Maelstrom is big, but it's just not enough damage to take down the important members. As Geyser is going to be taken down here, as now Ishan is trying to run for his life, caught in the trap here by the Pandas. And this should be a full ace coming out in favor of the Pandas in a 5-for-1 trade. That's probably going to be Baron here. LGA should be able to take that one up.
So I don't want to be one that's a doubter. Thankfully I predicted a 3-2 Egoist, so they didn't need to win this one. But it's looking pretty doomed. I feel like at this point it's less of what the Egos have to do and more of the Pandas would have to just throw. So I like. You think they're starting to look for next draft at this point, or?
Yeah, that wouldn't be too bad of a thought. Just mental reset. This game didn't go so well for you in the early game. Or I guess it sort of did.
It did.
I feel like it went their way. Yeah.
Maybe time to reflect on kind of what went wrong. Kind of throw it away. You aren't playing with your main AD carry. You can just throw it away, not pretend it never happened, and just go into next game. Maybe make the Pandas struggle a little bit for this game. See if they make any mistakes. Force them to make some, hard decisions, and maybe you can capitalize on it and break their confidence a bit. But like you said, it's going to be really hard for them to find any sort of comeback into this game. It's going to be all on the Pandas, kind of making big mistakes now with this 9,000 gold lead, 24 minutes in. They have Baron. Ocean Soul should be secured in the next minute and a half when it spawns.
And, if there's any copium to give for Egoist enthusiasts out there, there is at least that it's looked very uncoordinated. It just doesn't look like really anyone's on the same page. But individually, it looks like everyone's at least looking for a play. You can see everyone, they have some thought process on what they want to do. It just doesn't look like it's being communicated. And the great thing is you guys are in a call together and you can just talk to each other and start communicating those things. And, some of the time it just looks like they rush. Like, you know, they'll see like, oh, I have an open.
Well, now we wait.
Oh.
Just got rushed on and just immediately blown up. Yeah.
As I was saying, you know, it's just sometimes it looks like they see an opening and they go for it instead of waiting for the right setup.
Oh no, they're on a ward. The Seraphine ult comes out, it only finds the Leona, but it doesn't matter, that's going to be enough to start the fight. As Sean just gets immediately taken down. It's gonna
maybe they can kill the support?
Maybe kill Seraphine here, and he does. But that's going to be everyone else on his team dead. Rake walking in just to see if he can die as well. And this might just be a full ace. Once again, the stun is going to land. And that's going to be another 4-for-1 or 5-for-1 trade for the Pandas. And they might be able to end off of this. Sean is not up for 10 seconds. Now he waits up in 5. So maybe it's just going to be this mid lane inhibitor. But it should be able to kite back for this Ocean Soul.
You know, once again, they lived a little longer than I thought they would without having their main damage source. You know, Now We Wait had died well before that fight. You know, if they had Now We Wait, I'm not saying they win that fight, but I think they at least kill a carry. You know, if they had Now We Wait. Unfortunately, got absolutely just jumped on in the bot lane. You know, he wasn't even straight out that far. Can't even blame him on that one.
I think he autoed once. I think he got.
Yeah, he didn't get
I think
to
he
play.
got one auto.
Yeah. Yeah, some would say that now he was waiting to play the game and didn't get to.
Right. Well, you know, on another positive note, you know, they all got together as a team. It's just unfortunate they were all on a ward and they were 10,000 gold behind. But they did all get together. They were aware of how we come back into this game is get some lucky picks. They set up for it. It just didn't work out, and it's kind of hard to fault any play you make at this point in the game when you're this far behind with this much of a disadvantage. That you know, it's just unlucky. But you know,
So thought process is there. Execution, a little work. Need a little work.
And I think that was even the case for the mid game, as I tried saying 3 different times. In the mid game, there was times that you could see that the thought process was there. They didn't wait to have the correct setup to execute. Like even the tower dive, like okay, you know, pretty good idea if it wasn't for it just executed poorly, you know. So it's there. They just maybe they gotta warm up the hands and the minds a little, get on the same page all the time, you know. And I really do think they got it.
No, when you say warm up the hands, you're
game.
saying this was a hands diff game. Is that what you're saying?
No,
it was a hands deficit game. It
Yeah.
was the Egoist didn't have hands when they were trying to set up plays.
Oh,
It's
no.
now Rake
This looks sketchy.
is in a very bad position here. Has to flash away to try and get out to safety, but LGA does not want to let him live. He has the QSS, so he's going to burn that one.
Wait, when did he get
But
that?
LGA is just walking 1v3, knows they can't do anything back to
Wow.
him. Gets exhausted, doesn't care, gets another double pull back into a double snare by the Seraphine, and that's just a CC combo, gets everyone dead. Geyser was able to get out to safety, but Now We Wait.
That's good.
Doesn't have a chance, gets one shot.
Nah, this is the 1v5 Ishan. Ishan's got this.
Alright, Geyser and Ishan. 2v5 base defense. Everyone on the enemy team is at full health. You guys have no items.
Everyone on the enemy team has bounties.
They have art.
They all have They have Ocean Soul. Geyser just gets jumped on and one shot. He never even gets to press the ult. And I don't think this Karthus ult is going to 100 to 0 everyone on the team.
The XC was kind of low, depending on how you look at it.
Yeah, that's going to be game 1. Going over to Pandas in a relatively dominant fashion after a few hiccups in the first couple minutes. All right, well, we're going to give the teams, you know, a little bit of time to recover. They'll figure out what adjustments they need to make. And we're going to throw it to a quick break. And when we come back, we'll see draft for our game 2 of this series. And we are back for the start
Did
of
it
the
again.
second game. Picks and bans between the Pandas and the Egoist. So far, same bans coming out. The Egoists have elected to stay on blue side here. So looking to maybe run something back here. Thinks maybe the execution was the problem, not necessarily the draft, as no bans have changed so far. What do you think about that strategy, Hanmine? You think it's fine to run back the same thing?
I've never seen it go wrong. I think they run it back.
Well, I mean, we did just see it go wrong in the first
Well,
game.
that depends on how you look at it.
Yeah, and how are you looking at it to make?
Can you really measure a game's worth based on a win or loss?
Well, I do think that is the most like objective way to measure it. The success and failure of it.
No, some would say it's what you learned along the way that matters most. You know what I'm saying?
All right. So what did the Egoists learn that's going to help them in this game?
That they should not fucking run that back. That's what they learned. There should be no way that they run back that same comp.
All right. Well, we do see a bit of a change up here as Trinimir is actually coming out on this ban list. So
instead of
and
Caitlyn,
then
I think
Zaya's
that makes sense.
Gets banned. They're just going to first pick the Caitlyn.
Oh, don't tell me this is this lethality, Caitlyn?
I don't believe so. Especially
you said that last time.
Yeah, but if it's Melly playing, there's no way Melly would disappoint me that much by playing lethality Caitlyn.
I bet it's lethality Caitlyn.
That is a bold pick if they lock in this Sivir.
That's a
That's a very interesting pick. That's going to be a very hard matchup so far in this bot lane. Obviously, we'll need to see what the support looks like. If the Egoists end up not picking a ranged support, the Pandas could get the upper hand with a double ranged matchup in the bot lane. But putting yourself at a significant range disadvantage from the first pick of the draft is not necessarily a advised strategy, but the Thresh is going to come out. So they are looking to outplay and not looking to contest this shove that the Egoists should be able to put out here. So we'll see how
the Egoists respond.
The Egoists lock in a ranged, kind of bully-oriented support. This could turning very rough for the Pandas. But we'll have to see what they are comfortable with locking in here. They're going to go with the classic Caitlyn Morgana lane, so a little bit less of the bully and more of the 100-0 chaining one-shot with the CCs with the traps.
I like it.
Yeah, haven't seen Morgana in a while, and there we go.
I was curious if he was going to pull out the Karthus, the Xerath, seeing as how well it went last week.
Yeah, Now We Wait did have a pretty amazing performance on Xerath last week, forced it to be permabanned for the rest of the series. So lots of poke and follow-up on this long-range CC that they have already. So
let's see if the Egoists keep with the all-poke comp. That's interesting.
All right, well, I guess they're starting up with the Gnar can offer some good engage, assuming he can control his rage for the Gnar bar, but
apparently
they're definitely going to need to rely. It's an Akali.
No, that's a Gnar.
That's a Gnar. I don't know what you're talking about.
They're saying it's a Golly. Yeah, that's.
Yeah. All right, so that Gnar is actually an Akali, presumably for Lizzo in this.
Which is strange because Lizzo, from what I know, is a one-trick Gnar.
Yeah, same.
Mid lane one-trick Gnar, like never.
Yeah, I've never seen Lizzo play Akali before, ever.
Yeah, that's not.
I believe once he told me that he thinks it's like the worst champion in the game, that it's completely useless. So it's weird that you'd even allow it on his team, to be honest.
Honestly, why play Akali since they changed her? Bring back old Akali 2024.
2024 is not old Akali.
No, he's saying
I meant like in
2024.
Bring it back.
Yeah, you're just not on the same page that he's on right now, obviously. Jordan, I'm on the same page.
I appreciate that, dude. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I got you.
He got me.
All right, well, we got a couple top and jungle bans coming out here in the second round. The Poppy is taken away, so respecting that enough to ban it away from Rake.
I don't know if that's a respect ban, more as if they're just trying to put him on Karthus.
Right. Well, we'll see, but the Pandas definitely need to look for some more reliable engage coming out on their team, some reliable way to get on top of this Caitlyn Xerath. But they're gonna go with the Kazakhs here, so looking for more, picks, flank angles to try and just one shot this backline. But still no reliable CC to actually lock them down, so it could be difficult to execute a team fight or to stall out a siege with this current draft they have going for it. But we'll see what the Egoists decide to round out with. They need someone to stand in front so far. As it's like we're gonna get the signature top lane Wukong coming out
I'm
here.
actually really liking Egoist draft so far.
Yeah, the Wukong pick I really like. It's something that he's very comfortable on, and it also gives you both aggressive and defensive options with that ult to peel or engage,
Okay.
and the Maokai fits right into that. Synergizes with a poke, has long range CC, can peel back for his artillery carries in the backline. I think the Egoists have a pretty cohesive draft here.
Yeah, I actually like this a lot better than what they did previous.
Well, yeah, game one was a warm up. Since they didn't have melee, they didn't want to give away the real strats. They actually, this is inside info. They told me this 100%. Just don't check up on that. That was them actually just catching the Pandas off guard, giving the self so they think that they're gonna win this easy, and it's actually just not true. And now they're gonna run it back. So actually, my prediction was wrong. It was supposed to be 3-1 Egoist, not 3-2. That's my bad.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Well, there are a couple things that can throw a wrench into that plan. Tomato is on his thresh. We've seen
Overrated
in this season and previous seasons, when he gets his hands on that, he is a monster. He hits every single hook.
Yeah, but Lizzo's on his Gnar, so that's like literally doesn't matter.
They do have this Jax in the top lane for LGA, and that could turn into a little bit of a snowball matchup against this Wukong. If one of them gets ahead, they could just turn the other one, make the other one pretty useless.
You're saying maybe it's a hands diff in the top lane?
It could turn out to be a hands diff in the top lane.
Okay.
And then, of course, we have the Akali for Lizzo, which definitely has good kill targets and very 3 immobile, squishy backline targets to go after. So if he can actually get access to the backline, it could be very bad for the Egoist. It's struggle to see how the Kazakh Sakali actually gets access without a really big flank opportunity where they're able to, solid snake their way into the backline without being seen.
True.
Could prove a bit difficult, but they do have those options available. Just don't want to find themselves staring face to face in a 5v5.
I once knew someone who was good enough to find a way to consistently flank on Anivia. So I'm a believer that, you can find a flank on any champion.
I agree. I think
you used to know them?
Yeah, used to. That was old them. The new version of them, not nearly as skilled. They're like a hard stuck plat now.
I would agree.
So, it's just they've changed. What can I say?
I would say flanking Anivia is best Anivia, but that's just me.
Weird that you'd agree with that.
All right, so I think we all kind of have a leaning towards liking the Egoist draft a bit more. Do you think they're going to be I know Sigma's going to say they're going to pull out the win here, but Hanmine, do you think that their draft, given what we saw in game one and how they kind of fumbled some execution there, do you think they're going to be able to pull it back here with this draft and tie up the series, or do you think
I think they have an easier time with this draft, tying it? I think they have an easier like executing this comp seems a lot easier than what they did with the last one. So honestly, I think they have a good shot, but like you were saying, I think it's going to come down to how they execute it, right? Because it could just be a hands diff and not matter if they don't execute and play towards the strength of the comp.
All right, I'm definitely going to be focused once again on the mid jungle matchup, just because obviously when you're playing Xerath into a melee champion, there is a lot of ability for you to abuse that champion and get early leads. But it's kind of going to be on Rake to protect him from the Ixie ganks, as Xerath is not well known for his mobility and escaping ganks. And then obviously, just looking at the bot lane, this huge range disadvantage for the Pandas. how many plates the Egoists are actually able to farm if they can snowball the Caitlyn past the early game slump. What are you gonna say?
No, it's just strange that you still. It's a range v range matchup mid. I was gonna correct that.
Yeah, I was
right.
saying the same thing too. Actually, that's weird that you keep saying this. Like, you know.
All right. Well, in the attempt to get these idiots off broadcast, we're gonna take it to a quick break while we wait for the delay to catch up. We'll be back for Game 2 of the Egoist vs Pandas.
He says it's like I don't control the broadcast, but yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Be
we
right
could
back.
literally stay on this broadcast.
I did.
Yeah.
All right, and we are back for the start of Game 2 between Pandas and the Egoist. Pandas up 1-0 in the series.
That's not Gnar.
Yeah, surprise! Not Gnar.
What the fuck?
It must be a new Gnar skin. I didn't know that they
Yeah.
released a new Gnar skin, honestly. I thought they only released Lux skins. So
Hey, that goes hard.
Yeah, they're due for another Lux skin, so I'm waiting. But
yeah.
no early shenanigans happening.
Shenanigans. He was like, oh, I'm
happening
following the Thresher. That was intentional.
But yeah, we'll see. Giggle did once again start with the Cull versus the Longsword 3-pot from Melee, so trying to play a little bit more safe. Does have the cleanse, as it's kind of needed in this matchup. You don't want to just get perma CC'd if you get hit by this Morgana binding, but doesn't mean he doesn't have a heal.
Heal's overrated. You don't actually need it.
Yep.
Oh, yep. Is that technically was a spec cosmic, not spec not. Is that 5? I just want to make sure I'm keeping count.
Yeah, put it on the counter.
Yep, put it on the counter.
And so both junglers starting on the spot side.
Do you think that means that we'll see both full clear and then gank top?
No, I
don't know about ganking top, but I think full clearing is probably
top is an island and should be left as such.
Well, I wasn't being
both
serious,
top
yes.
and mid can't be an island, as the first binding is going to land in.
I think Ray could disagree with you.
Yeah, starting things off here, a little bit of poke, looking for a shove. It does binding star or Morgana level 1 means not a lot of help pushing this wave, so it will be a little bit more even, as both teams are going to hit level 2 at roughly the same time here. But
I'm not a smart enough player or anyone that plays the game enough to know this, but someone in the chat had brought up that Sivir has Airy. What's your thoughts on that? Is that something I don't know about? Is there an unlock you give me?
I didn't see that. That must be a glitch, right?
I think that's real.
Giggle must have been influenced by the melee vein tech.
The glacial Callista tech. We bring in.
Well, you see, there was maybe like a couple days ago, Melee Vein might have posted something in our Discord talking about. We'll hold that thought as LGA is looking for a solo kill, but double flashes and he dies to minions anyway. As LGA with the outplay up and top lane, a good trade into that turret dive. So that's gonna be a pretty good start for this Jax up in the top lane, denying some XP as well as Ixie is looking for this invade. Level 3 is going to try and force Rake to flash. Rake is just trying to kill his camp instead. And that's going to be another kill going over to Ixie. And things aren't off to a good start here for the Egoist. Now Wade is looking for something, but we are going to go into another spectator riot, please. Pause. But it looks like Ixie should be able to get himself out to safety, but staying a bit too long. And Geyser is there, but won't find the angle. But you know, theoretically, the Airy, it's a little bit stronger in lane. Yeah, you land those ricochets, it bounces, you proc the Airy. Overall, I think you're Greek thing. But
apparently, in the all chat, he had said something about it not being intentional. That I missed.
That makes sense.
No, I mean this will be good later, right? Because Static Shiv will proc off the Airy, right? And he'll just be zapping people. Because that's how it works.
Yeah. But one thing, however, is Melee G did in fact go Dark Harvest. So I'm a bit concerned about him going for this lethality, as Ixie's just getting a bit of damage and onto Navi Wade. And forcing him to use his mana on damage that won't matter. So a bit unfortunate there, but
so you say
Melee's
forcing.
really gonna have.
Did he hit him with like a charm that like made him hit his mines there? Because I feel like he walked away.
It's the mind control of all laners. You know, the jungler ganks you, you walk away, then you try and trade back, but it doesn't matter because they just walk into their jungle and full heal afterwards anyway. And now you are out of mana. So the unfortunate reality of jungle OP. But it is what it is, as LGA is continuing to assert this pressure on the top lane, and Geyser is very low. A couple more autos after an empowered Sheen proc would be enough to take him out. forcing the clone out as well. And Geyser's probably going to have to recall and give up this whole wave. So huge advantages for LGA in that top lane. As now we wait, trying to see us underneath this turret.
We didn't see that.
It's like, you know, it's going well if you just ignore the things that didn't. But
I'm good at that, so thankfully, that's what I'm going to continue to do.
Yeah, but we do have to look in this bot lane where we are seeing a early CS opening up, which is definitely to be expected with this Sivir pick, but no plates, no real tower pressure going down at all. So
real quick, Unicorn, what's in the Caitlyn's inventory?
Yeah. See, there's an issue here where one AD carry has Airy, and the other AD carry is building lethality.
So they're both trolling, is what you're doing.
I don't see the issue, honestly.
I think they just anticipated, Melee just anticipated Giggle to accidentally lock in Airy, so he decided to make it even by also locking in something troll.
Okay, my bad.
I think that was the play, because there's no way Melee, the only AD carry with hands in this league, would voluntarily decide to play lethality Caitlyn. So that's the only explanation. But as Dragon is going to be going down here, once again, for the Pandas, as Rake is looking for something top lane, just helping Geyser shove this out so that he can actually crash this wave and not get completely frozen on. But that's going to give up this Dragon. And game 2 in a row of the Pandas securing that first Drake.
That's game 2. Yep. So far, the prediction is correct. What can I say? At least one prediction I know I will have correct at the end of the series. So.
All right. Well, Rake, going for those Raptors. They're not quite respawned, so not able to find a counter jungle there. But
how much of a mental boom would you say it is if you lose to the team that takes Summon Airy Sivir? Out of curiosity.
No, that's meta, so there's no reason your mental should boom.
Okay, gotcha.
That's like...
Yeah, you just copium yourself. And they were just Summon Airy Sivir abusers, and that's why you lost.
Yeah, exactly. Like, way to abuse the metal, Giga. Jesus.
But, you know, we'll see how the rest of the game progresses. Obviously, the Summon Airy is better in the lane, but this Binding is going to land. But Ixie is here to try and turn this one around. Tomato is going to live as Millie flashes, but can't find the range. And in the meantime, Geyser's looking to turn this around into top lane as LGA tries to get away. But now we wait with the snipes coming out. Is going to get one, and Rake should be able to secure the other one. The ult's coming out as well, but Giggle still has that spell shield. And we are able to walk himself out to safety, but a good turnaround by Rake showing up in time to protect his bot lane. But now Geyser is in trouble here. Lizzo has his ult. He's just going to go for it, tanking up the turret. And that was not the play, but everyone is going to walk away alive, so I guess there's that.
Oh,
wait.
Some would say he gets the kill if he's Gnar. Just some.
Well, the reason he didn't get the kill is because he couldn't use his ult as a Kali ult because he's on Gnar. Everyone knows that. That's obviously.
Facts.
All right. Well, we're just going to ignore, you know, the Egoist had that dive in the first game. The Pandas have this dive in the second game. I
don't think it's fair to clump the Pandas with that play that just happened. I think that was a solo play. I don't think you can. I don't know if we can say the Pandas dove there. No,
that was a conscious decision by all members of the Pandas.
Now
Geyser is just. I don't know what that recall was. Tries to go back in to trade it back, but it's not going to be enough damage. That's going to be another kill going over to this Jax, who lives at 2 HP. Is taking minion damage. Burns the counter-strike to stay alive. But we'll be able to shove this wave out, but a little close for comfort there.
He had such a good outplay on that dive that was done perfectly, and he just outplayed it so well, and then just greeted, too cocky after the outplay. Obviously.
Yeah. We will just say that's unlucky.
Yep, unlucky.
As there is a 1,000 gold lead opening up here for the Pandas. Mostly centered around that top lane here, who has 2 kills, has that 20 CS lead in their favor. As this bot lane still hasn't been able to farm any plates. Which is really what you want to see Caitlyn be able to do. But not being able to force Giggle off these waves fast enough to let him, he's been able to clear them at least decently enough to not allow too much tower damage to occur. We'll see, as we saw the damage come out earlier. The binding's going to land, but Melee's not able to find the angle to pop the trap. But we saw how much damage they can put out on the Thresh when he gets caught up in that combo. Unfortunately for Melee, just couldn't quite find the range after the flash to finish off the kill. But now with no flash on the Thresh, maybe they can find it this time around if another binding is going to land.
Well, true. If the binding does land, they have maybe kill potential, but they have to be very careful with Giggle's summon Airy, because it is just going to destroy if they are not careful.
All right, speaking of being careful, Geyser has to be careful. Dashes forward, should have the clone, and might be able to get himself out. Has to burn the ult to cancel out the Ixie jump. Will get himself out to safety, but this wave could have been frozen against it, but it looks like they're going to push it instead. Maybe trying to get some turret plates. But Geyser does have TP, so he should be able to get back here and catch that wave. So just ult traded to stay alive. Not too much else is happening across the map. Just trading farm back and forth in pretty much every other lane besides this top lane.
Do you think Ixie just goes right back top and just does it again? Because I feel like you can make an educated guess that Geyser once again is going to push out that lane and probably overextend. And I know Ixie likes killing people. What do you think the odds are? After this Drake, he just does it again.
Yeah, well, he is going to secure the Drake, like you said first, as LGA has decided he's going to counter jungle Rake, taking away his Gromp here on this Jax. But
Well,
now
let's say
be a bit careful. He is half HP, but Geyser doesn't have ult. So there shouldn't be any sort of threat of dying here. And I think they saw this Maokai on this pink ward, so they know this dragon is pretty free as long as Now He Wait doesn't steal it, and he's not able to. So 2 Drakes to 0. 1,000 gold lead. I'd say they're in a pretty good spot for the Pandas moving forward into this game, as Rake is fighting Lizzo for the Raptors, and I think he was able to secure it, so trading Dragon for Raptors, some might say worth, some might not, but
He's actually down in CS right now. For the first time on stream history, Rake's getting out CS by another jungler. It's honestly doomed.
all right, well, we might have some action across the map here as the Kha'Zix is coming in for the gank, but a huge Morgana ult, lots of damage coming out. No one is going to end up getting stunned, but that's going to be enough to get Ultra out to safety, but the flash forward into the Ignite auto attack. Ultra with the stopwatch, and now Giggle flashes forward, but mistimes the boomerang. But Tomato is able to secure it with the hook out of the stopwatch. That is a lot of summoners burned, but they are able to secure the kill. So Rake is here, but a little bit too late to answer anything back.
I mean, I would say that, like, you know, your positive is at least the killing on Thresh, but, like, if it didn't, it was going on the Summonary Sivir, so I don't really know where you prefer the kill at
here
that
comes
point.
Rake's solo play.
All right, Rake's got to be careful here. The ults are coming in across the map. Ixie's got to run. He gets out of range, but now he can't get caught by this, but Rake's going to flash forward and take him out. Now Rake might go down here as there is a Kali flanking him. He has no flash left. It's going to be an easy pickup. Who they give it to, Giggle is going to secure that.
Let's go!
Summonary is going to be online now.
Traded 1 for 1, a couple ults spent on either side. But in the end, not too much traded back for the Pandas there, as Giggle now has his static shiv, so going to be able to clear the waves pretty effectively and kind of deny any sort of turret damage.
Truly shine.
Oh
Yeah, I believe it, as
goodness.
Geyser just gets completely blown up, doesn't even get a chance to ult before he goes down. As LGA is kind of just putting on a clinic of how you beat Geyser's Wukong top. As that's going to be probably first turret going over in his favor as well here. As Jax is going to be an absolute menace to the rest of this team.
Interesting spot to back.
Look, he's doing his best. Okay, he really needs to get his recall off, get his first item, but Giggle...
Oh, he needs to be careful. Airy. Oh.
Giggle was able to, you know, get his first item and now keep it. And now Ixie is just diving in under turret. Actually has the damage just to completely blow him up, and there's going to be no help before Melee goes down as well. Ixie is going to take a lot of tower damage, but Now We Wait misses his spells, and Ixie's going to be able to walk out to safety. That's going to be another turret going down, 2 more kills, and now it's a 5,000 gold lead in Panda's favor. at this 15-minute mark, and things are really spiraling out of control here for the Egoists.
That's you know, honestly, the game wasn't looking that bad outside of top lane until that exact moment when I just watched Ixie just not care and just kill 2 people under turret. And then
Speaking about things going bad in this top lane, Geyser's just gonna get solo killed again. The flash counter strike coming out from LGA, and now Rake is caught out as well in his own jungle. The Zerathal coming out trying to take out these low health members. One more shot. He needs it. He's going to take out the Kazakhs, but Lizzo's gonna jump on their turret and trade his life back. So in the end, a 2-for-1 down in this red side jungle going in the Ego's favor, but a free kill up in top lane as well as the Jax is still just pushing, putting on a ton of pressure. And it's really going to be on Now We Wait to try and land all this poke and chunk out the Pandas before a fight can happen.
You know, the Egoists can't just keep ignoring Jax, although it would sound like a great idea, because I would also ignore him too. But
well,
they're going to have to...
is, what are you going to do if you don't ignore him? What are you going to do to him?
I think a united 5v1 front could do the job, could do the trick.
I think you lose a couple. You definitely lose
you
a couple.
100% lose a couple. Well, actually, maybe not. He doesn't have flash right now because he flashed on Wukong, so maybe
I don't know
you
if that
scrape by
matters.
with no deaths. I think it does.
All right, well...
Well, I think he can, like, insta-Wukong, essentially. So, like, yeah, like, we saw it earlier. He got that stun off and, like, killed Geyser before he even got to really press a button. So, like, I feel like he has enough damage right now that it doesn't... Oh.
All right, Geyser gets hooked up. Has the use, but Giggle gets a huge chunk coming out. He gets caught in the... Caitlyn actually finds its way in, but it's not enough damage. It's now Rake is just solo in the backline, but so is LGA, and LGA is just running them over. Now Ixie gets onto Melee, who has to flash out to safety, but this Jax is just huge. They can't do anything about him as he secures a triple kill. It's now 7-0 on this Jax.
I'm not going to say the lethality Caitlyn was the issue there, but what I am going to say...
I don't think it was. I think the Jax that was just is soloing your backline by himself while the other team is running for the hills because they took a decent amount of damage. And then, you know, they were running. Rake pushed forwards instead of trying to peel his team. And then, you know, Jax just killed everyone. So I don't know if the Caitlyn mattered too much in that moment.
All right, well, the Caitlyn's about to not matter again. Is about to see the disc screen one more time. Geyser's going to TP in, trying to get something back, but it gets immediately hooked, but it's just the clone, so he's going to flash follow onto Giggle, but does he have enough damage? He doesn't, but here comes the Xerath ult. He's trying to find it. He lands it onto Giggle and shuts him down. That's 2 shutdowns going in their favors. Now, Lizzo's got to be careful here. The binding misses, but the stun lands, but then the Xerath Q is going to miss as well. Can they find the damage onto him? But they're not going to be able to, and he'll get himself out to safety. But there's at least 2 shutdowns in mid lane turret going in favor of the Egoist as they try to claw themselves back into this game.
And as you can see, Lizzo is also a team player. He gave him the thumbs up for a very good play. Well done. Very, very sportsman of him.
All right, well, they're just trying to force it down mid lane here. Only Lizzo there to protect, but don't have an AD carry here to actually threaten this turret, so no damage is going to come of that. And they got to figure out what they're going to do in this next 4 minutes before this Mountain Soul spawns, but Now We Wait is in a strong position. He has 1 item completed. He's working his way towards the second. He's 3-1-3. It's kind of all on him to land a lot of poke going into these fights, which he definitely can if he's able to hit everything, but it's going to be hard to deal with this Jax, even if they land a bunch of poke, because I don't think the Caitlyn or Xerath are really going to deal the damage to threaten to take him out here, as he is absolutely massive. And now Rake is going to get caught out here, jumps in onto his Golems, just trying to farm some camps. He's able to secure the camp, but now Ixie is all over him, and they force out the Maokai ult early to disengage, but everyone's able to walk away, and Rake gets the camp.
So I feel like, you know, the Egos had one moment there where there was hope because the Pandas inted a little. How many more times the Pandas have to make plays like that? Never mind.
Well, at least 20 more after Now He Waits. Has the burn his flash. He was able to get himself out to safety. Lizzo didn't want to commit the R2 under turret. Now he's opening up on the ult. He knows where they are, but he's not going to have the damage to take anyone out as this Wukong just gets completely blown up before he can do anything, as this turret is barely hanging on. They will hold on to this mid lane turret for at least this wave, but Next wave is coming in as Ixie and LGA are looking for the dive. Ultra pops the ult to try and peel. He's able to bind up the Jax underneath the turret, but he misses the trap combo and he's able to get out. But Ixie says 1 HP. Lizzo is going to go down to the turret. But they're able to block the Caitlyn ult and everyone else is able to get out. Safety is the Pandas are being very bold with these dives and just barely getting away with it.
Yeah, that was there was a lot of low players there, and I'm sure that was really painful for Melly to not get any, because man, could he use that gold right now from a shutdown on Jax. But like I said, the Pandas are playing a little aggressive. They've made some poor plays with it. So I think there is hope. The question just is, will they do it enough times that it's actually winnable?
Yeah, I mean, the Egos do have a lot of pick. If they can have established visit control, if someone you walk into a Morgana binding, into the Xerostun and Caitlyn trap, there's a lot of pick that they can isolate onto one member, but it's going to be hard in a 5v5 to burn down Jax before Sivir can start autoing onto your front line, and then the Kha'Zix and Akali also get into your back line. There's so many threats to deal with as Morgana gets jumped on immediately. It looks like he's going to go down, committing the exhaust, but it's not going to be enough. So Maokai committed as well, just to make sure no follow-up happens. But they just might try and start this Baron up. 21 minutes here. That could be a bit bold, but...
They are up 10,000 gold, essentially, at this point.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's...
You don't really want to start Baron just in Xerath's face. He's going to pop the ult just to make sure they're not doing it, but Akali, this whole time...
you can do it in his face.
Akali just split pushing, and the Sivir has decided to go Black Cleaver second, just looking to augment the armor shred to help LGA and Ixie kill the backline. Realizes that it's not really his job to do any damage this game. He just, LGA can probably 1v5, so he's just helping a bit with those ricochet armor shreds. And that looks like going to be Baron here, secured for the Pandas. No one in Egoist is even remotely close to contest.
I don't think they can anyway. The Xerath is in bot lane because of Akali. Yeah, I think if anyone walks up to contest, they all die. I don't think there's any choice but to give that Baron over. Not that. Yeah. I mean, at this point, you're kind of slowly letting a game die out. You do have to find something. It's just. Yeah, I don't even know where you're going to.
I think that was their opportunity right there. If LGA walked too aggressively 1v4, maybe they could take him out, but. They're trying to just rush this mountain dragon, but everyone from Panda should get here in time.
LGA doesn't care. He said, I'm going to go farm top.
Yeah, he has a ward if he wanted to, but it looks like they're not going to contest here, and it's going to be an objective bounty and Mountain Soul denied. As Akali just gets immediately blown up. Ixie jumps into the backline, but he gets immediately stunned, but now Jax is here, gets binded up immediately, but he's so tanky with that Counter-Strike up, just immediately destroys the Morgana, now gets onto Melly and destroys him as well. And now the rest of the team has arrived, be able to push in, and they're just all falling apart here. So now he waits the last man standing. Does have the ult if he wants to try and pick off Ixie here. Lands one, misses the second two, misses the third, and barely lands the fourth, but it's not enough. As Ixie will be able to get out and survive in a 4-for-1 trade, but they did deny the Mountain Souls, so at least there's something.
And it showed how big the Jax is for the team right now, that if the Jax isn't there, it's winnable. Because the fight actually looked good until that teleport went through. And then Jax just killed everyone. It was a slaughter once he got there. But before there, there was hope. So maybe you find him over pushing, and there's a chance. That's a lot of copium, but, it wouldn't be a surprise. It wouldn't be the first time that someone who's super fed gets, a little cocky and over pushes and costs their team a potential comeback.
Yeah, the issue here is that it looks like they're trying to commit onto the Akali, but if Lizzo should be able to get himself out to safety. The Jax now has Wit's End, so he has a ton of magic resist for this Xerath. He has his Counter-Strike to block the headshot combos from Caitlyn. What damage is actually killing him?
That would be your Wukong autos.
Alright, see, so that's how you kill someone right there, is Ixie just taps Melly a couple times with those isolated Qs and takes him out. I think they're going to need about probably 20 seconds of uninterrupted 5v1 to take down the Jax. So I'm not sure they're going to get that.
You mean 20 uninterrupted for Jax to get a penta, is what you meant by that.
Yeah, that could be, but he's a little bit of a monster. And once you deal with him, you've probably used all of your CC, and now the Akali and the the Kha'Zix can just jump in and assassinate anyone who's presumably low HP from having to deal with the Jax.
True, and then after all that, you still have the monster of Sivir Airy. So there's really no. I'm not seeing a.
Oh,
Oh,
Alright.
that's unlucky.
well, Altro's not seeing the way forward either. As unfortunate for him, Ixie is there, and now he's jumping straight back over, chunking Rake down to half HP. He gets rooted up into the Xerath ults, but they just don't have the damage to take him out. Here is Rake just trying to force Caitlyn back. A huge Wukong ult comes out, but Giggle's just able to flash away afterwards, and with no follow-up damage, this is just going to end up being death for the Egoist, as a couple people are able to survive as we get a freeze frame, and Melee G dodges the shuriken, will live for a couple seconds longer, lands the Q, gets the Dark Harvest, he's popping off, and he will survive. But I don't think their base will.
Yeah, I mean...
Yeah, okay, Binding lands, Stun lands, they're going to take down
nice.
Tomato.
See, if you run that combo on the Jax, you would get him about a fourth of his HP gone. Oh!
Now we wait with the flash forward, gets himself another shutdown, but that's now Xerath flash down. And there's a Jack with flash.
Nope, doesn't need it.
So we'll see if Jack can find the Xerath in this next fight, but I assume he will be able to. But the Xerath getting some much needed gold, able to complete his third item now, but went for the Horizon Focus into the Shadow Flames, so none of that flat AP or Magic Pen coming out yet from the Void Staff or Death Cap, so we'll see how much damage he should be able to really chunk people like Giggle and Ixie, although Ixie is starting to stack up a decent amount of MR. Probably won't deal too much damage to this Jack still, who's now just completed this Frozen Heart to doubly make sure that Melee can't do anything to him. And Giggle has rounded out his mismatched build with a Duskblade. So, really just deciding building whatever he feels like at this point, knowing
I
it
don't
doesn't
think it matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter what he does. I don't even think we have to acknowledge, obviously.
Okay, Lizzo, he gets getting caught out. The Caitlyn ult's coming in, and it's going to pop him. And there's that lethality Caitlyn damage. As they're going to get one pick before this upcoming dragon, so it will be a 4v5. Jax is still splitting up in top lane.
He doesn't have teleport for this one.
He does.
He does.
He absolutely does.
Teleport.
Yeah.
But that's going to be Maokai out committed as well, and they could definitely just posture, make 5 people answer them at dragon, and just let Jax completely destroy the base here. But
because I think it's what they're doing. They're just going to give the dragon for Jax to take.
Answering.
Yeah, but Wukong can't answer by himself, so...
No, he's got this.
Tomato might just look to delay some recalls here. He's going to go in 1v3, just looking to delay recalls. Melee gets caught out, but Rake is there flashing back to his teammate, but Giggle is looking for the flank as they're getting pincered in on all sides, just keeping Jax in this 1v1 here as he takes the rest of the base, and now Ixie goes in. Melee has no flash, and he's going to get taken down as Ixie will be able to jump himself out to safety here, and with that one damage dealer down, now we wait. It's all going to be on him, but Jax comes in with the Counter-Strike into the stun, as now we wait's going to go down as well, and that's going to be it, as the Pandas are going to eventually take this game number 2 in 29 minutes and put themselves on match point, about to 3-0 the Egoists.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the analysis.
I don't got anything for that one. That's a forget about it, go next. Hope that you can reverse sweep. Kind of like we saw the Black Sheep almost do to them. Now it's the Ego's turn. That's all I got. Yeah.
Yeah, well, you see, the problem with that is that's what we said after the first game.
Let's just
when you start having just forget about it and go next multiple games in a row, it starts becoming a little bit of an issue.
Let's just hope this game the Pandas all take Summonary, and then maybe, just maybe, the Egoist can pull one out.
Yeah, I mean, the issue here is I really thought that the Egoist win condition was going to be Melee G and Now We Wait both popping off and combining their efforts. you can't really pop off on Lethality Caitlyn. Like maybe you can, chunk someone out with an alt Q or something, but it's not like you're in a position where you can just 1v5 a team fight. So I think we're kind of putting themselves at a disadvantage when I think those are the primary win conditions for Egoist. They know top lane is going to go poorly now. Maybe that game went a little more poorly than they hoped for. But now we wait, and Melly are your carries on this team, and really it's just been now we wait showing up, and he's just not been able to 1v5 so far. So I really want to see Millie actually on an AD carry that can team fight and actually look to play out team fights properly, because so far we haven't seen a lot of good things coming out from the Egoists. But with that, I think we're going to throw it to a quick break while the teams regroup as we wait to get into picks and bans for Game 3. And we are back for the start of what could be our final game in this finals best of 5. The Egoist down 0-2 to the Pandas, looking to find their first win as they've decided to go back to banning Caitlyn here on the blue side. Didn't work out for them. Still don't want to give it over to Giggle. So go back on the ban table here. As Pandas just keeping it typical. As the Egoists are going to first pick Graves now. So we'll see, if Rate can get something done with this pick. But the Eagles really need to show us a little bit more team coordination than they have in previous games if I'm going to have any faith in them actually pulling this out. As I think, Rain has decided to bless us with his commentary here going into game 4, or game 3. So maybe he'll be the good luck charm the Egoists need to find a win.
No.
All right.
I'm just here to say, I told you so. No, I'm joking. I am the person who's going to give all the energy to the Egoists just so they can end this game quicker so we can all go home.
I think it's
Lizzo
crazy.
Mukbang, 3 chests, man, this guy's the GOAT.
Holy.
Sub in B-Pots. Thanks.
All right. Well, with Rain here trying to curse the Egoists even harder than they already are, the Cosmic Sever just going to come out again for the Pandas. And this
The
time we're
question
going to
is-
get the Kaisa.
Does Giggle change his runes? That's the real question.
We will see if the summon area was intentional or not. Does he run it back? As Kaisa coming back, that's a little bit more of a carry-oriented pick for Melee. So maybe he'll be able to put out a little bit more damage. As looks like they're thinking about taking away the Thresh from Tomato, not letting him have it again, but they will take the Rakan instead.
I think they're baiting him to play it again because
And
I don't think Tomato has hit a correct combo. Oh my god, is that what I think it is?
Are we gonna lock in the signature Heimerday here?
Is this a throwback? Does he know I'm on right now? Is he trying to appease me? If he locks it in, I will DM him some nice, kind words.
All right. Well, he's gonna swap it up and go with the Zyra instead. Another very aggressive bot lane support.
I will now DM him some mean words for baiting me.
All right. Unfortunate for Tomato's DMs here, but see what they go for. And as expected, the Seraph ban coming out. Not wanting to deal with that again.
Jax ban, honestly.
No, Jax wasn't a problem last game.
Nope.
No. Why would you want to ban that?
I'm honestly surprised that I didn't see 5 top lane bans from the Egos. I'm gonna be perfectly honest. That's what my game plan would have been going into this.
Why did we ban Caitlyn?
Yeah, they're scared of Giggle's Caitlyn. They did in game 1 as well.
Giggle has been playing a lot.
I don't see a
Giggle has been
Jax
playing
ban.
a lot.
This
Okay.
one must have some inside info with this Fizz ban.
Yeah,
'Cause I've been seeing it since the first game, and I'm just like, does this guy play Fizz? I've never seen it.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. Maybe Lizzo just doesn't want to play against it, as they don't ban the Jax.
Oh,
They pivot to ban the Darius here.
That's some.
MF. I gotta go, guys. It was nice.
Honestly, I'm just locking in Jax blind. I'm a believer that I win this. I give Lizzo a counter pick so that hopefully he doesn't get gapped too hard by Now We Wait. Okay, or that.
They're just gonna lock in the Malphite instead.
That's a Malphite mid. That's full AP
Rock.
Malphite mid.
Yeah, I refuse to believe that's LGA.
Yeah, I do too.
I refuse to believe that's LGA playing that. There's no way after the last game it's like, yeah, I'm gonna take a backseat this game.
Like, he just wants
It's a flex.
the rest of his teammates to have time to shine. Okay.
He wants it so that if they win, not saying they will, hypothetically if they win, he doesn't want people to just be like, oh, LGA won it. He wants his team all to get credit. Honestly, team player LGA.
This is a good pick. Way to give them a free dub.
Silas is coming out here. Has the Malphite ult to steal so far. Not a big fan of the other ults that he has available to steal, but
What are you talking about? You ever seen an invisible Silas?
not sure how helpful that is. But looks like it's gonna be the Silas top lane, and
I gotta
the
go.
Syndra going in mid.
No way.
This is
No way. Oh.
Who let him cook?
Technically, top and mid can swap, right? So maybe Geyser is playing mid. That's what I would do. I'd copium it.
I'm so glad that I sat here for 6 weeks to see Syndra and Silas
we'll see.
top.
As the
I
Nexus,
told you.
let's go.
I told you.
Yeah, that was obviously not gonna be LJ's Malphite. What do you?
We are flexing around here on the Pandas side. Malphite going mid, the Nasus going up in the top lane, presumably. And this.
No, wait. Are we sure that's a Nasus or is that an Akali? Let's be real.
Oh,
I need the
true.
verification. It's not a call.
Yeah, I can't. They baited me last time. I gotta.
True, I thought it was Gnar mid.
Well, it's actually the same with that Syndra. That Syndra isn't actually Syndra. That's just Ornn. So.
Tracks.
All right,
Yeah.
everyone put their predictions in.
That's Is it actually Ard?
No.
I would have a semblance of hope if maybe.
Were you a believer for a second right there? That's on me. Sorry.
It went from like 0% to like a 0.5% chance to.
I mean, that's a believer in my book. I'll take those odds at this point.
It's not looking good here for the Egoist. They're
Yes.
really gonna have to once again snowball
what?
really hard.
I'm such a believer. I'm all inning on the Egoists right now. 10,000 points right on them. They got this one. This is them.
Good thing your points don't matter.
Yeah, it does on my like actual, not on like the Emerald one. Mine.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. On yours? Okay.
Yeah, I don't think the actual like broadcast can do prediction because their points don't matter.
You know what? I'll put some points on the Egoist too.
Let's go.
Man,
Am I hyped? I'm gonna get those points back.
What do you mean? I'm
thanks-
genuinely
thanks
thinking
for the
I'm gonna get these
point,
back.
man.
Thank you for your points. What do you mean? My
Those
boy
are the
Melly
comments.
has got this. My statistically best ADC performer this season has got this. No doubt in my
Man.
mind. He's got the carry. He's gonna 1v9 this game. It doesn't matter.
Analytics guy, huh?
Yep.
More like analytics.
You proud of that one? Apparently.
He was cooking that one. That one was
Yes. And also if somehow, if it's Syndra top and Now We Wait has Silas mid, I also think winnable. I think Melly and Now We Wait can 2v8. I think they're capable.
All right, well, I think they have their work cut out for them with this draft because even if they get ahead, they have to dodge a lot of undodgeable damage. So it's going to be a bit rough, but
I saw them dodge Tomato's undodgeable thresh hooks last game. I'm a believer.
it was a warm-up game for him. He didn't
Nice.
have to try in the first game, so that second game was the warm-up.
Can't dodge a wither.
Yeah, you can't
Yeah,
dodge
just
the
flash
wither.
it, bro. What do you mean?
Yeah.
just flash it, man.
There's
This
gonna be
was-
some-
He
some
walks up
massive
to you and withers you again.
Shit.
yeah, he can't do that.
You QSS it, he withers you again.
Just type
He
no.
withers you again.
Just type no, then he can't. That's just how it works.
Oh, yeah, true. He can.
Yeah.
Why did I think of that?
I think you just all chat truce, and then he physically just can't do it.
Ah.
Hmm.
What if
Okay.
they all chat no top. So like neither team can play tops.
Yeah, that's
Alright.
fair.
The Syndra top goes crazy here. I would put
Well,
Syndra top.
let's see here. What if we're being realistic here,
What do you mean?
and
We've been
maybe
realistic
not
this entire
a
time.
little bit too much copium. How do you see the Egoist actually executing in like a way where they can win? Because I think it's going to be a struggle for them to actually just fight them at an even gold lead. So who are you looking at to really step up and help get the Egoist this gold lead early that they're going to need?
Graves.
He said realistic.
I'm looking
Oh,
bot lane.
really?
I'm feeling the Graves, Kaisa, Rakan can maybe get ahead they target the bot lane, but that's just it's gonna be dependent.
Yeah, it is a Zyra. You burn the flash, then it's just a walking bag of gold. So maybe.
I
But
think.
well, go for it.
Listen. I think Now We Wait doesn't need any help to get ahead. All right, he's just gonna gap Lizzo. Big trust.
Yeah.
It is just better. Melly's gonna finally show us that best ADC in the league this game, and be a carry. And then it just doesn't matter the rest of you do. And it's not anti-synergy that like. Your team's gonna go in and totally kill them. Big trust. They would never press Malphite R and Zyra R on you every time that you go in. So they win.
All right.
That's my 100% real analysis is that Silas is gonna become a monster, so they have to focus him, which allows Melly to free hit, and then Melly will get some kills and we'll be fine. Yeah, Big Ego is hype.
All right. Well, with that expert analysis, I think we're going to throw it to a quick break while we wait for these teams to get into game. And after the break, we'll see if those predictions come true. And we are back for what could be the final game of this series. The Egoist down 0-2, looking for a bit of invade, but Giggle, not AFK, paying attention.
Flash.
They
Flash.
Flash with what?
Flash.
All right. Well, they get
I-
a
I-
ward.
Flash.
Flash with what? Yeah, I'm also actually a little curious. Give me your expert analysis on why they should flash there.
Make it interesting. I don't know.
Make it
Is it
interesting.
interesting? If Rakan just starts the lane with no flash for no reason, is that really interesting?
Some would say.
It depends
That
on for
meme-
who. Yeah.
That meme where that guy's kneeling down, poking something with a stick, saying, "Come on, do something." That's him right now.
True.
All right. Well. All right. Well, we see here Lizzo already at half mana from throwing 2 Qs, has Doran's shield and not Doran's ring, so has no mana regen.
Wait,
So,
this isn't first strike all AP Malphite? Wait a minute.
Yeah, it's grasp, Doran's shield, tank Malphite. Yeah.
Geyser's mid? Wait a second.
Yeah, they're swapping it up. Want to put a Now We Wait up in the top lane against LGA, I guess. Although I'm not sure that's actually a better matchup to have the Syndra into Nasus. But
I think early it's okay.
yeah,
If she has first strike, yeah, it's not bad. But at 6, I think you just kind of get run down if he has Merc Treads.
yeah. If you get pushed up, and you just get hit by a Wither. It'd be a bit rough, but you know.
Into Wither, into Wither, into Wither.
Stuff our here as we get a little bit more trading here as the bot lane did hit 2 first and actually proc the first Dark Harvest stack for Melee G here as Giggle once again has the summon Ares, so was a conscious decision to take that rune.
Huh.
So deciding that he would rather have that in Elaine, I guess.
I'm not saying that Tomato won last season EDL. And he won with the Goat Sniper. Now he's gonna win with Giggle Queef.
It's just, the support guy. He just can't lose. As Lizzo's getting absolutely destroyed in this trade. No mana, no health. Definitely
Can't
gonna
see a
have to
difference.
look to take a recall here as health pot used. But overall, nothing too crazy has happened here in this first 3 minutes, so a little bit unlucky. But we keep moving forward here. Where do you think the first jungle gank is actually going to come out here? Is both junglers still just working on full clear here off their first?
Ixie ganked mid. Or walked past it at least. So mid, that's my guess.
all right. Successful gank where something actually happens.
Oh. Mid. That's my guess.
On the jungle camps, I think that'll be the first successful camp.
All right, junglers ganking each other for the Scuttlecraft. Rake just needs to get in range, and he's able to secure it. So he has this level advantage. Now onto Ixie is going to force him out with this red buff. And Ixie jumps off the wall, and that's going to be the end of it.
I just like
that's
to
going
point
to be
out,
double Scuttle for Rake.
it's really important that I actually say this on stream, that I had asked Ixie to play Kiana, but he said, and I quote, "I'm too scared of Rake," and didn't want to play it. So, he said that he wouldn't be able to kill the Graves and he'd have to run for his life, and he's already running for his life. He got double scuttled, and honestly, he could have played the Kiana. Just is important that's noted. You can go back to important stuff now.
Well, I'm glad we were able to find time to fit that one in there in this so far action-packed first 4 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
As LGA's having a blast up here in top lane. Somehow is up 10 CS. And is full HP, just using that Doran shield to regen any damage he takes. And it's not bothered at all by the Syndra up here in this top lane. As mid lane going even as well. Guys are up a little bit of CS and had some good trades early on. As Lizzo taking another trade, getting a grass proc.
Man, I love this fight.
So it's got to be careful here. Cooldowns are going to be up for Geyser here. He's going to get a good trade onto Lizzo, forcing him down low HP already. Still has the TP, save that from his last clear, but looks like he might just have to use that as soon as he gets back to lane. Is not necessarily ideal, but he can make it work. So Ixie might look for something here. There's a pink ward to spot him out, and I think he didn't get clipped now. by the vision just yet.
Take the Malphite ult. Take the Malphite ult.
Alright, guys are just getting jumped on, but able to dash away to safety, and Ixie won't commit the flash for it, so. Not too much traded there, but they will force Geyser maybe back, but right here to help push out the wave, as the Malphite ult has been taken, so. Definitely have to be a bit careful. Contesting this, but Ixie going flash forward just to get immediately smoke screen into Alton. I don't know what he was thinking. But that's going to be first blood for the Egoist. Now Tomato has roamed up here, forcing Rake's flash out. But Ixie with a bold play that did not pay off for him.
Oh no, here comes the Wither Chain.
Ixie is
Now we
doing
wait.
it
Just
every
getting
game. Somehow dying, killing himself.
Yeah, he's been looking for some aggressive plays every game and been punished pretty much all of them. But is this the opportunity for the Egoist to secure the first dragon?
No way.
Oh my
Denying
goodness.
that from
There's
the
no way.
Pandas.
There's no way.
They've swapped strategies here. They know Ixie's down.
If they get this Drake and win my Drake prediction, they better get my prediction of the series right and run this thing back 3-2. or we're going to have issues.
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
I'm not going to do anything. We're just going to have issues.
Oh, okay. What are the issues? Take them
That
out back?
they ruined my prediction. What do you mean? Those are the issues.
Oh, okay. Well, they're
Alright, well,
ruining
they
my
are-
brain right now.
That's the management. I mean, obviously, about time.
Alright, well.
They got it though. I'm so proud. Oh my gosh.
They secured the first dragon. They have a 500 gold lead. They have the first dragon. They have some pushing control up here in top lane, although they're down 20 CS, so I'm not sure how much you can say that as a win.
How are you down in CS and Syndra? Hold up. Wait a
The
minute.
last hitting hasn't been going so well
It's because
for
Andre's
now
a
we made
monster, that's why.
up here, but
Man,
We'll
Ghost
see.
of Kiev looks really good right now.
Ghost changed his name and he's just popping off.
yeah. So-
but Herald spawned. Maybe they can make a play for that and try and snowball some more gold, but you gotta keep
Sunfire.
the pace up.
Nah, he didn't go full AP. MF.
Like you thought he was gonna go grasp into full AP Malphite?
Yeah.
It wouldn't be the first time I've seen Lizzo take weird runes for a specific build.
Minus
know.
one.
But so this game is about as tame as game 1 was early, where like it looked hopeful for the Egoist, nothing had gone wrong yet. Whereas obviously game 2, at this point, I think Jax was already 5-0.
Yeah.
So what do you guys want to
Double
see the
pink.
Egoist do at this point to actually not throw their mid game this time and come
I
out
want
with
to
a victory?
see guys are not die 100 times. I want to see Syndra be able to farm. I want to see some more ganks by Rake.
That's not gonna.
I think he just wants to kind of look at this bot lane here, where this Sivir is just freely trading farm. He's down a bit from the early trades, but now we wait. Might be in a bit of trouble here as the Wither comes out, but they're not going to commit to a tower dive. Lizzo is here for the follow-up.
There's more
Go
than
for
just
Dragon.
Lizzo.
Yeah, they
I
go
love
for this
4v1
Herald here.
top that we're
my
seeing here. This is pretty
gosh.
good.
Yo, Team Div.
Yeah,
Please,
now
someone
we
help.
Now we wait. Just gonna start channeling that recall. Not interested in taking this fight, but that's gonna be some plates for LGA, and they're not gonna do anything to deny Giggle on this bot wave. They just take a reset themselves, and they're just losing on both sides of the map here. LGA could be in a bit of trouble here. Geyser is coming up. The tower's gonna start hitting him here. He's gonna take at least a 1 tower shot. Geyser is gonna get in range here. Misses the stun.
And
And
the
the Wither's
lucky. The
gonna be enough to go out.
animation made it. Yeah.
It's unlucky.
Yeah.
It's
You
unlucky.
hate to see it.
I honestly I can't even miss it. It happened
Wait,
to me
we've
too.
seen this before. We've seen this
Alright,
before.
this-
Except
this
Rake
happened
is
in
trying
game
to
one
get out to
time.
safety, uses the ult, but he goes straight into the Malphite ult. He gets the
Oh,
heal and the
oh.
blast cone to get himself out to safety.
Rake's crazy. It's actually comeback season for the Egoist. He's crazy.
Able, he gets himself out. But that is ult and heal used.
What Hanmine was saying though, that was almost picture perfect what we saw in game 1, where they were in a game, they were in a pretty good spot, and then all of a sudden Rake's in the pit and he's being surrounded by the other team. I was having flashbacks. This time though, however, did get out, and they didn't lose a Drake for it also.
Ooh, the flash comes out by Lizzo, and the late ult from Geyser gets him out to safety, but you'll take that. Malphite, no flash, not able to catch this wave either. Looks like he will now that he sees Geyser walking away, but not, Geyser's been able to stay in this game with this lane swap going up against this tank Malphite in the mid lane. Not a whole lot of threat on him. But,
Ooh.
now we wait. Being withered up, just getting chunked out. A third of his HP gone with each of these Qs.
I blinked. Where did his health go?
Yeah, that's just Sheen Nasus, baby.
Nah.
Just takes him 3 Qs and you're dead.
At some point now, he's got to stop using that E as much just to do like some random poke on LGA that he's going to heal back in 10 seconds, because it's getting him ran down, not having that to disengage with. You can tell that LGA just waits for it and then runs at him the second it goes away.
All right, well, here's the ult coming in from Ultra. Tomatoes trying to flash away to safety, but Melo G ults after him. That's going to be 1 kill secured over to this bot lane. This Giggle's going to have to run. Lizzo getting jumped on again, but he's under tower, so should be fine here. But...
I find it really strange that Tomato died there. Giggles, Airy Sivir really pumping out the damage there. That.
Oh my god, he has it again.
I don't think you can quite blame Airy Sivir there, but we can as the Egoist second dragon of the game. Really stacking those ones up. As see here as now we wait. Could be in a bit of trouble. He's getting collapsed on. That's going to be Herald dropped in topside. It won't be enough to secure the tower. But that's Wither coming out. LGA is looking for the dive, waiting for that Herald to crash maybe. It actually is securing the tower. Now we wait is just isolated all by himself. He's going to go down. Was able to secure the 25 gold from the Herald.
Man, jungle diff. Holy. I can't get this guy out of my back.
I mean, to be fair, that was the first successful gank from Mixie this game. It's at 13 minutes. So...
He just needed to get, a couple long swords first. Once he's secured those.
Rake's doing what he does best. He is farming Ixie's camps.
True. And, he was able to deny Sivir at the same time. They forced Sivir from catching a wave in bot, so,
So is that successful gank then?
Yeah, successful gank.
Okay.
Unfortunately for him, he is losing his topside camps and is now going to be walking into Ixie, who's standing there waiting for him. Lizzo is here as well with the ult, waiting, see if they can get onto Rake here. The ult comes out, he gets locked up the Zyra route as well. And they just 100-0.
Here's a question, did he get the wolves though?
What's the
I don't think he got all of them.
How much stacks is Nasus have?
Yeah, see if we can check in on the Nasus at, was that 324?
324?
Oh my god.
He is farming a storm with these Nasus stacks.
Oh, it's over.
Now we wait. You got to be careful. He's going to get withered here as... I don't think anyone's going to die here in this mid lane trade. But Lizzo is putting in a little bit of damage, but Geyser goes back in for him. But no cooldowns quite up as the ghost is popped on LG. Now we wait is running for his life. The stun comes out to buy some more time. Geyser is coming in to try and help out. And now we wait will be able to get himself out to safety using the flash, but now Lizzo tries to bait in Geyser as Ixie jumps over the wall. Lizzo goes dangerously low with that tower shot.
Man, flash diff. Holy.
Yeah, that's Syndra flash and running around the whole map just to survive from this Nasus, who's just on one item right now. So I don't think that's going to get any better for him.
Nope, it only goes downhill from here.
Yeah,
well, unless maybe he just stops stacking, actually. He's going to choose not to keep it even, out of respect.
See,
oh, yeah?
It's crazy that Nasus doesn't have Merc Treads, and he just still up like a billion CS. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's Lost Chapter Syndra. He just doesn't have the damage to go through the Darn Shield region. Now they're going to look for a dive on to Giggle, flashing after him, but they immediately cleanse, comes out, but it won't be enough, and he's going to go down. Ixie's in the area here as a Nasus is going to TP in. He is very strong here. Pops the ult immediately, but it's getting CC'd. But Melee is on the wrong side of the map, has to flash away, but Lizzo's going to be here with the ult. It's going to land on the 2 people, but do they have the follow-up damage? Ixie gets 1. Looks like he's going to be able to get 2 as the Zyra shows up and starts cleaning up. But Geyser's finally showed up, takes the Malphite ult. Will be able to secure the kill onto Tomato without using it. See if they can get in onto Ixie, and they will trade 1 for 1 as Lizzo is chasing down Altro. And that's going to be everyone dead, with both the mid laners be the ones that survive in a overall 4 for 4.
I think you take those as the Egoist, you know? Because Nasus was there in time to do something, and he didn't just 1v9 your team. That's a win in my book. Mentally, at least.
Let's go ahead and put the yet. Let's go ahead and put the yet there.
I said mentally, at least. Mental.
I think if he had Merc Treads, he lives there and he kills at least 1 or 2.
Yeah, that is the drawback of these CDR boots that help you stack a lot in the lane. Make you a little bit worse at team fighting here, as Geyser's gonna have to be a little careful, but he's trying to turn it back onto Lizzo. Won't quite have the damage, but everyone's just gonna be able to walk away here as we see the real true recipients of that fight. Both junglers now up on 3 kills. And this Kaisa got the 2nd kills almost to that Rage Blade completion, so we'll be able to hit that 2-item power spike fairly soon. It'll kind of be on her to deal with this Nasus and Malphite walking in their face. As looks like we're going to get a Dragon contest here. LGA is on a ward. They know he's there. The stun comes out into this chain CC, and they're trying to just burst him down, and they will. And that is a huge pick to start off this fight. It's going to be a 4v5. Malphite still doesn't have ult. They might just have to give this one up. Tomato's doing his best to poke out some damage. But they're just going to give this one up, and that's going to be 3rd Dragon going over to the Egoist. Now, 5 minutes away from this mountain, so
Egoist looking like a completely different team from what we've seen in the first 2 games.
Yeah, honestly, they were there together as a team. They all decided they wanted to kill LGA. They all committed on it. I mean, that's like the first time we've seen them have the pick and actually all communicate, obviously, that they're doing it together. And, you know, it's showing. I knew it was there. It's just now continuing that and pushing this to the finish line is the question.
yeah, you know, 5 minutes ago, this Nasus was at like 330 stacks. He's only at 390 in this past 5 minutes. He really hasn't gotten anything. I mean, he's been trying to fight, and it's not been going well. As now we're going to get another fight. Maybe Ultra uses the quickness just to disengage. But now we waits, caught out here. Doesn't have the stun just yet. Barely comes up. Is able to push Ixie out and get underneath his own turret. So that's a Rift Herald secured for the Egoist, not losing anyone on the retreat. They might lose this mid lane tower, though, but Geyser's trying to force them out. Take this 1v2. Forces the ult and the flash out of Tomato, but now he gets it ignited. Has to burn the stopwatch to buy some space. He gets back underneath his turret, and he's going to live. That will be mid lane turret falling, but he gets both summoners out of the Syra, so a good target to try and get another pick on to start the next fight.
You know, they were going to lose the tower anyway. At least he got the summoners. Honestly, did that without losing his life. The Geyser hands are finally warming up, as it looks.
As this mid lane turret's going to be answered back. This Herald not even needed, so see if they can get this charge in on the 2nd turret. It's going to be,
You know, based on how this game's going so far, do you think Giggle actually meant to take area, or is he kind of feeling regretful about it now, do you think?
You know, I don't think he makes the mistake 2 games in a row. I think he intentionally took it, whether it was meme or not. But we got another fight here as LGA's a little bit caught out here as Millie commits straight in onto him, and they're just going to blow him up with the CC chain. But now we wait, getting poked out very low, but not enough damage. As LGA's just not tanky right now and just keeps getting caught out in these chain CCs and blown up.
Honestly, he shouldn't even be fighting. He needs to be in the side lane stacking. I don't know what he's doing.
Stacks are pretty much stagnated at this point. Not getting any stronger here. Is if he kept on the pace of the first 12 minutes, he could have like 500 stacks at this point and just keep building more tanky, but not getting gold from these team fights, getting killed anyway, not getting any stacks. It's this Nasus starting to fall off a bit. from that aggressive pace he was on early. So.
I will say once again though, it was he was walking down river and like Geyser was kind of by himself, but it looked like once again he went for the play and the team actually reacted in time, which is something that
I
think
he had
this team's
vision on
good
the
at.
rest of the team. Like he
Yeah.
knew the rest of the team was there. He just decided to take the
It-
fight anyway, and the team collapsed on him.
Yeah, I'll give you that. But it's in the previous games we had seen something like that start and not see the Egoists actually collapse on it in time to make something happen, or they would split focus. So I feel like you guys give a little credit. At least the Egoists have seemed to somewhat clean up, and they're doing the correct thing. So I'm not saying that Nasus did make a mistake, but at least the Egoists actually properly punished it this time.
All right, Ixie trying to go in, but he's just gonna get caught out and blown up, hit by that Kaiser W to help secure that Sendra ult damage. That's just another pick. Ixie thought he caught out, now we wait, and immediately just gets turned around on. Panda's playing with a little bit of ego after the results of the first 2 games, and coming back to punish them here so far, as they're just starting up the Baron here at 22 minutes by the Egoist. Ixie is dead, and they're just going to force this. Melee should be able to do a decent amount of damage to this, and I'm not sure if they're going to be able to stop this.
Both teleports are available in the bot lane if they choose to join.
Well, that's just going to be Baron. The TP comes out from Nasus, but they should just be able to get out to safety. That was a greedy
way!
By Altro's Melee G flashes away from the Malphite ult. And they're gonna lose no one for that Baron, and I don't know what that recall was, but Altro gets away with it.
Steal, absolute steal, ice in the veins right there to not cancel that recall. That's just wild. That's Altro was listening to some music. I saw that before this game. He's listening to some Justin Bieber, obviously influencing. Now has ice in the veins. He knew he was good there. Altro just giga chatting.
Alright, well, Mountain Soul is spawning here. There is no Malphite ult, but there is no flash on Melee either. Malphite ult stolen by Geyser. He has that engage tool. The stun lands on Tomato for a bit of poke here. If they can get this spell shield off of Ixie, that could be the go button for Geyser to fly into this backline. The Zyra ult comes out just for a bit of poke, but Tomato has to flash away to safety as he's just getting pelted by this poke. As they're not even starting the dragon yet, they're just forcing the enemy team out. Ixie gets stunned up, gets ulted, is now Melee follows up with the Kai'Sa ulted, snipes him with the W to take him out. And that should just be Mountain Soul for the Egoist coming together this game as a unit and just completely dismantling the Pandas' attempts.
Once again, all on the same page. But, sounded like a broken record, but like in previous games, we had not been seeing that. They were all on the same page on every aspect there. They knew where they wanted to poke, they knew who they wanted to peel to when they saw it, and they all did. Like this actually looks like a cohesive team this game.
As we say that, they're looking for this 3v3, but Kai'Sa just does so much damage. LGA just gets exploded, but he's able to trade one back onto Altro, but now Lizzo is in trouble and he's going to go down. Geyser still has that Malphite ult. He's going to commit it onto Tomato, who has no flash, and he's going to go down as well. As Geyser is feeling himself going in under that Nexus, or under that inhibitor turret, forcing the flash out of Gigalus. Rake flashes after him. He just needs one more auto attack, and he's going to get it. As now Ixie gets sniped by Melee, and that's going to be an ace at 24 minutes in favor of the Egoist. Where was this team for the other 2 games?
Well, you gotta put Geyser in a irrelevant lane, and then he doesn't die 100 times.
It was something we had talked about before, that if we saw the Egoists that we had seen in the first 2 games last week, that they actually could put up a fight against the Pandas, who had looked pretty unstoppable, and right now we're seeing that version of the Egoists, and they are absolutely if they lose this game, it's because they've just completely entered. I mean, they're in complete control at this point.
Because of the script, but
Oh yeah, true. The script is important. Either the script asked for Kiana and didn't get it, so it's kind of cringe.
Well, I mean, that's in the 5th game,
I don't think we're seeing Kiana in Game 5. I highly doubt we're seeing that in Game 5.
I don't know. That's not what the script says.
Yeah, the script I wrote says Ixie locks in Kiana, gets a pentakill in game 5 to end the series.
Wow. Yeah. I must have just not read the whole script. I skimmed it, I guess. So that's on me.
Yeah.
Shame on you.
Yeah. Well, this is 3 items completed on Melly now. He is absolutely massive. And the Pandas' hope is really that they can somehow pull out some sort of team fight with this Sivir. But the problem is this Sivir build and rune choice means Sivir's never dealing any damage. So I'm not exactly sure how the Pandas win anything from here at this gold deficit. It's gonna be tough. We'll see if they can pull it out, but Egoist just staying grouped together as a 4-man here, just knocking down these outer turrets here, securing this free gold on the map, not extending themselves too far as they're looking for a pick, but the whole team is there. But now Melly is in danger here. LGA is on top of him. He has to use the ult just to peel himself, but now Ultra's in trouble. He's about to go down. He's going to live at 1 HP, but Melly will not. That's a huge shutdown going over to this Kha'Zix. Now We Wait is going to get run down as well, as Lizzo is just fighting up onto Geysers. Lizzo might go down for this. He flashes away under turret, ults him under to keep him there. As Geysers going to go down. No, the stopwatch at the last second. Lizzo just needs to clear the wave, but it's not in time. And Geyser is going to secure the kill, as somehow Rake is still here fighting Tomato, but Nasus is on the other side of the map chasing down Rakan. That was a huge shutdown onto Melly. Didn't quite have his flash up in that fight, and it's a lot of gold going over to Kha'Zix.
This feels like a favorite dream.
Just because we were singing them praises.
Yeah, I did say they would have to end, and they showed me that they do know how.
Alright, well, Kaisa has flash now. Just bought the stopwatch, has the ult. Hopefully we'll be able to navigate the team fight a bit better here, as Baron is going to be spawning here. So we'll see if the Eagles can assert some sort of control. They have a lot of poke from this Kaisa. And they might just try and rush this if they see anyone out of position from the Pandas.
Oh.
Just waiting for a pick, waiting in the fog of war. They see one ward coming down. They know this is here, but Giggle gets caught out by the stun, but that's not enough damage. But LGA just walks straight in. The ults are going to come out. He's just going to get popped. As once again, this Nasus is down. Ixie's looking for the flank here, but he's on a ward, so he's going to get pushed out. As now Altro is still looking. They know Ixie's somewhere. He's going to dash out to safety, but now Egoists are splitting themselves up. A big Malphite ult comes out, but it doesn't land onto Melly, who's just free hitting. Ixie flashes forward, but he can't find any damage onto Melly, who just kites us out perfectly up towards his team. As now he's going to get a kill with the snipe, a double kill. See if he can find the third with another snipe. Looks like everyone else will be able to get himself out to safety. Melly just flashed for the snipe. Didn't quite land, but they're looking for the end here as they push up, have another wave behind them, and this might just be the Egoists taking game 3 and sending us finally to a game 4 as they'll finally secure themselves their first win of this series. LGA has spawned. He's trying to turn something around, but immediately he just gets CC'd up once again. Ixie tries to find the damage, but it's not going to be enough. Giggle goes down as well, and the Egoists are going to take game 3 to bring us to a 1-2 series and a game 4 coming up shortly. And we are back for game 4 of the series between the Egoist and Pandas once again. For the 4th game in a row, the Egoists are on blue side, Pandas on red side. But the Egoists finally able to take their first game of the series in that game 3. So we'll see what adjustments the Pandas want to make from their interesting draft they had with the full tank Malphite mid and the Nasus top, which looked to work out early on, but they kind of floundered in their team fights. We'll see what changes they want to make here. We're getting pretty similar bans from the rest of the series coming out so far. No big adjustments. All right, once again, that Tryndamere ban coming out. And we'll see what the Pandas are going to decide for their last pick here. It's going to be the Kaisa ban, respecting what Melee did to them in that last game. And it's just going to be Graves immediately for Rake once again in this game.
I mean, that makes sense. It was so successful last game.
Pick Mordekaiser.
Are you like
Please.
trying to like
The question is
telepathically like communicate that to him?
Yes.
The question is, will Pandas change their draft? Oh, they've already done it.
There's the buy.
That's not good.
That's not Sivir. That's not Sivir.
Ixie's decided he's had enough of trying to navigate these fights with Kha'Zix. He's just going to lock in buy and click on someone.
Let's see if they go for another second pick Sivir.
Please no. I don't
never
want
go.
His
I don't want
Caitlyn's
to be Sivir
banned
anymore.
So I mean, oh,
All right. There's a Xayah. Do you think we see someone Aerie Xayah?
100% we do.
I don't know if we're seeing that one.
Look, it's the same principle applies. You use summon Aerie to amplify your poke in lane. You know? Surely it transfers.
The real question is, that kind of takes Xayah away from Melee, which I feel like he could have used to stay alive a little longer. Kind of the same way he uses Kaisa sometimes to stay alive so he can keep doing damage in fights. Well, there we go. I was going to say, what do you take to, if you're Melee? I guess Varus was his answer. Is that what you would have picked?
Nope. Not only would I not pick that, that's now he waits Varus mid.
Oh, I think you mean Geyser. Now he waits going back top. No way you win that way, and you switch it up.
Yeah, now he waits like, hey, can I go back mid? No, absolutely not.
It's going to be the Varus coming out here. We'll see if it's lethality or going to be on hit or the rare AP version. But the Thresh being locked in here, taking that away from Tomato. We'll see what Tomato wants to respond here. But they're just going to take the Syndra for Lizzo.
That is not Heimerdinger.
All right, we'll see if the Egoists respect the Heimerdinger or ban it out. But I expect probably just some more top lane bans.
Probably more than Jax.
Yeah, that would make sense. But they banned Darius last game in this position, so
The Kanan ban is very interesting.
Yeah, that is a pretty weird one. I didn't feel like the Kennen was something they should be worried about after game 1.
Hey, maybe they only think he only wants to play that matchup with Mordekaiser. And when they see Mordekaiser banned, they
Heimerdinger.
ban the Kennen. But we'll see. Looks like looking at the support pick here, possibly this Karma, and that's going to be locked in here. So
Actually, no, that's a Karma top. It's Karma top, I think.
you know, it could be
Quintic is
Karma
not
top.
in this game.
Unfortunately, it's not Quintic. It's not the one playing here. So yeah. But it's an interesting support. Offer a lot of damage early, good utility with the movement speed and the shield, but are definitely going to fall off the later the game goes in terms of relevancy. You kind of just turn into an alt shield bot. But the Ahri is going to come out, look for a little bit of playmaking here out of this mid lane. See if they can keep the ball rolling early game like they have from the last game. Seems to be their key to success. Not falling too far behind early.
Now, what do you think is a good last pick for the Egoist here? Something around their comp out.
A tank. A big, beefy boy.
And that is not what you're getting.
Bro,
They're gonna go with the
100%.
Pantheon.
Now we wait Pantheon top is what
Yeah,
you just
that's
saw.
now we wait Pantheon top is what I would
Yeah.
assume.
Yeah. Based on
This
what I
is-
remember in the exhibitions, I believe that's a now we wait Pantheon. Yeah.
You know, that's probably what's
just-
gonna happen. We'll see what LGA wants to pick into it.
This is an Aries Zaya, no cap.
Did you get the inside info on that?
Yeah, I got the inside info. Aries Zaya with static clear.
Yeah, that seems reasonable.
I think Giggles just really assumed his role of how he plays ADC, you know, in draft leagues. He's just there to clear minions. So, you know, he's got plenty of people on his team that are like very like, you know, resource heavy, you know, carry type players. You have LGA, you have Ixie. Lizzo's had his moments, so you know, he doesn't have to be out here pumping, you know, the normal damage. He can just poke and clear minion waves.
Yeah, he doesn't need to be the damage until he does.
No.
Yeah, you say he doesn't need to, but it sure as hell would help. But we do have a R5 Aurelia pick going into this Pantheon, so that is going to be a very spicy matchup in the top lane that can snowball very quickly. I think the Pantheon probably has the early advantage, so it'll be on Ixie to make his way up there early and maybe do a 2 camp or even a 1 camp and do a gank. Although you probably want to give Aurelia time to at least get a couple abilities before ganking up there, but
then that's going to leave his jungle open for Rake.
yeah. You know, I think if you could shut out this Pantheon and make him completely useless, it's worth giving up a couple camps for. But that's just my opinion. So I think, but with both teams situated here in draft, we're going to throw it to a quick break. And when we come back, we'll see the start of Game 4 between Pandas and the Egoists. And we are back for game 4 of the series between Egoist versus the Pandas. Pandas taking the quick 2-0 lead, but Egoist able to bounce back in game 3. Now looking to carry that momentum going forward. And it's going to be early invade, but gets spotted out by LGA here. So they're just going to walk that one out. It is going to be the Ignite Pantheon coming out. It's not Summoner Airy this time anymore for Giggle in the bot lane. So it's unfortunate. I'm not sure how they will survive anymore, but we'll have to see how this game will play out as Pantheon, as we expected, will be going in top lane, piloted by Now We Wait into this matchup. We'll see how aggressive he can get up here.
I like how they still lined up with LGA in mid. When, like, you can line up however you want. Like, they didn't have to do, like, the whole lane swapping thing. They could have just, like, I feel like the Pandas probably knew, not LGA, the Pandas probably knew Now We Wait was going to be top. You know, I feel like they could have just lined up with Now We Wait up there. I don't think this was a surprise to anyone.
No, it was a surprise to everyone.
Oh, okay. My bad then.
I'm
Sorry.
so surprised right now.
Oh, I bet.
Can you tell?
Yeah. You sounded surprised, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
All right, well, push being established early on for this Pandas here, as both junglers, once again, both started bot side. As we get some trading going on here, Aurelia stacking up that Q early on. It can be very dangerous to trade back into. But, no crazy all-ins just yet, as both bot lane are now going to hit 2. And we'll see. Also going for the hook here. Lands on the Giggle. Forces the cleanse out early. It's a good hook there. 2.5 minutes in, already burning summoner spells as the spectator client decides to free us on us once again, but we are now back here. Giggle down 1 summoner. We'll see if Altro can capitalize on that.
That's not Seminary Zaya was baited.
It's okay. Tomato brought it, so they still have one in the bot lane, but
Oh, true.
speaking of not having one, Rake doesn't have flash. He opted for the Ghost Graves this game. So I have some more chase down potential, but not any of those quick flashes he was able to pull off in game 3, as Now We Wait is being ganked here by Ixie. The stun and lands into the Vault Breaker. Now We Wait is in a lot of trouble. Flashes away, but it's flash forward. He pulls up the immunity just in time, but it's not going to be enough. And that's first blood going over to LGA, and Rake's not in time to clean anything up.
That's unlucky.
That's
a jungle diff if I've ever seen it.
That was a good game by Ixie.
Hello?
Literally.
Ixie should be fine here, as now Rake is caught out. He has no flash. I already used the dash, and he's going to get stunned up and taken down.
Okay, it looked trolled, but then Lizzo came and saved the day.
That's the opposite of the start you want to see from the Egoist. They're really going to be fighting from a deficit here now, as guys are getting a decent trade, but this Aurelia is very fed.
Yeah, that's I don't ever want to see an Aurelia have that good of a start to a game in my games.
All right, Aurelia's full build. She has the Vamp Scepter. Game over.
GG, yeah.
GG, go next.
Can't outplay that anymore. It's a yikes.
All right, the stun lands on to Geyser, and he has to flash away to safety, almost going down there to Ixie, who's been very active so far in this early game, making sure he gets his presence across and getting a lot of results from it.
Yeah, I'm not lying. Ixie wasn't looking great on the bug last game. Clearly, they should have just put him on this, because he's just been everywhere so far. I mean, he's almost been part of 3 kills. Dare I say, like, that one should have been, you know.
Actually playing the game, it's kind of crazy.
Wild. I know. Who would have guessed?
Yeah, Rake looking for something in bot lane here, but it is warded up. Giggle almost has that cleanse back up off cooldown. They haven't been able to punish it just yet here. As we missed it, but Ultra did use his flash somewhere in exchange down here, so not getting anything out of that. As another hook is going to go wide. First TP is coming out from Lizzo, get himself back into mid lane with that Lost Chapter purchased. As Ixie just making sure nothing bad happens to LGA as he collects this wave before taking that recall. So where do you want to see Rake look here to try and, get something back for their team, as they're starting to fall behind already 1,000 gold in the deficit? Enemy jungle, that's all you want? You just want him to take some more camps?
You know, if they can make something happen bot, but I don't see it happening because the way that Giggle's been playing, I don't think he's been putting himself in a compromising spot for it. So, push them, maybe find a way to push them out, get that Drake stacking going again. You guys, they did well when they started Drake stacking early last time. I don't think it's going to happen, but, that's what I'd want to see.
Whoever's gotten first dragon so far this series has won the game, so...
That's honestly, that's the decider. We'll just end it there. Whoever gets the first Drake, we'll just GG it, close up
Why
shop.
aren't they 5-manning over this first dragon? I don't understand.
This is the most important part of the game.
Yeah, let me just join the voice channel and let him know.
Let him know.
Yeah.
So, good
You
trade
just
there
see
to force
all
us
5 of them run straight there.
Right. Now we wait, trying to hold that wave. LGA doing his best to push it in. Is going to need another wave to stop it, as the hook barely stops short of Giggle, who does have his cleanse back up again, so no trouble so far, as it looks like it might be a 4-man in bot side and a 3-man up in top side. Now we wait's already low. The Ignite is burned onto LGA. He has very little mana to work with here. He uses his last bit of it on that stun. Not able to find anything. Good charm. He dashes away from LGA to not allow any damage to come through. And that's going to be a kill secured by Rake, but they're going to be handing over this dragon in exchange, as Ixie steals the red buff as well.
GG.
Yeah, he saw the red buff.
Well, no, I mean,
they
the
got
dragon.
the dragon?
Yeah, the dragon's the big part, yeah. Actually, I'm a big believer in the steal. Here's the steal, yeah.
They steal this here. They have a ward. They're timing it up, and it comes out a little bit too early. As they're able to secure, but Ixie didn't have smite there, so, it was possible, but...
Rake getting counter jungled? Oh, it's over. If you see that, just ever.
No, it's okay. Rake stole his camps as well. And by camps, I mean he took one raptor.
But Rake got counter jungled. It's over.
Alright, well, it is important to try and get something back on this top side and not let the Aurelia kind of run away with this. Tomato's walking very far forward here. Goes for the root. Not quite able to land it onto Altros. They're just going to take a reset here and everyone will back away. But gold evening up just a little bit. By about 100 gold closer than it was. But First dragon taken. Aurelia still in a good spot here as both top laners closing in on their first item. Looks like we're going to get the Eclipse first, or maybe even the Duskblade on this Vi. So going a more damage-oriented build, not going that traditional bruiser style build that we typically see out of the Vi. We'll see if he'll able to connect with that damage, or if he'll just get one shot.
I'm not surprised by this. I don't think I've ever seen Ixie not build damage. I don't know if Ixie is capable of not building damage, to be honest. So I feel like that was a pretty good prediction this would come in, that he'd take that probably a little greedy, I feel like. Because I feel like obviously Aurelia's been doing good so far, but if she doesn't,
Now he waits in trouble here as the ult is committed into the stun, into the second ult from Aurelia. The invulnerability buys time, but it's not enough. Ixie flashes away for that last tower shot, and that's another clean kill going over to the Pandas.
Yeah, honestly, I'm just going to stop talking because it obviously just doesn't matter.
All right, well, guys are shutting you up once again as he's going to take a kill onto Ixie. Now Lizzo's in a little bit of a precarious situation here, but Graves went up to top lane, and it looks like they're just going to let Lizzo walk his way out of here.
I wonder what they were scared of right there. Oh,
Not sure, but now Rake is just dashing straight into this 2v1, gets Syndra ulted, and he should go down here, but Pantheon ult is coming in over the top, trying to find something, stuns in onto Lizzo, but it's not enough damage, and now he's in a bad spot, dodges the stun to get himself out to safety, snipes the kill, gets a second one onto that charm onto Karma, but I think now we wait's going to go down here to LGA, and they'll trade it back 2 for 1. They will take advantage of that trade. I guess it'll be 2 for 2 overall because Rake died at the beginning.
They might have bought the trade back, but I'm not gonna lie. Once again, we were seeing a very uncoordinated Egoist. Obviously, once again on different pages, which is concerning to see them right back on pace of just being on different pages. That's not a good sign for the rest of this game. Like, it worked out, but I feel like it was more luck than anything that worked out for them, because you kind of saw everyone doing different things there. Rake went super aggressive. Your mid laner's walking away. After Rake dies, the Pantheon R comes in. It is just not a great looking play.
Dang, the Pantheon buying the Luden's Tempest.
Yeah, the Pantheon buying it. Yeah, that's definitely Pantheon who bought that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that might be the tech. But, as much as these kill trades have been going pretty even, the Aurelia has 3 of those kills. So that is a very bad situation to be in as they're going in onto Giggle, but it is a 3v2 for now. The Giggle uses the ult early to try and buy some space, uses the cleanse to get himself out to safety, and now Melly G gets ulted up, but he's barely able to survive. Now they've got to kite themselves out as Lizzo shows up here, and everyone will walk away. The trade of ults and a couple summoners. But now we wait, might be into trouble once again as LGA just jumps straight on top of him. And this Aurelia with the completed Blade of the Ruined King is just way too strong.
No
TP coming into the bot lane. Giggle has no ult, no flash, and he should go down here. Geyser's gonna pick up this kill. And now Tomato is on the run here. Already uses the flash. He needs just one charm to land here. But Lizzo's on the backside, lands onto Melly, and he's gonna secure that kill. And now Ixie is here for the cleanup. Ultra is gonna go down as well to that Sidra. So now they just need one more stun here to land. Geyser flashes the Vault Breaker. Will it be enough to get himself out? The stun comes out. Lizzo commits for the kill. Gets the triple kill off the flash, and now Rake tries the 1v3.
Oh,
he's going to dodge the Vault Breaker, sidesteps out of the CC, misses the ult, and Ixie's going to be able to walk himself out. Lizzo trying to turn herself around. This Vault Breaker lands to buy some time, but he's going to go down. Tomato's trying to block something out to get Lizzo out to safety. That's going to be 2 kills going over to this Graves. And I think that was a 3 for 3 overall.
But they got the shutdown out safely,
Lizzo has 5 kills. Aurelia has 5 kills. And everyone else is poor, so...
Actually, it says 4.
Or 4, I'm sorry. I just can't count. It's fine.
It's game 4, you're right.
Yeah, it is game 4.
The script says game 5, so I see what you're hinting at.
Yeah. This Panda's gold, though, is just exactly where you want it. I guess you could say Vi might want a little bit of it because he's trying to build this full lethality build, but you give both your solo laners lots of money early on here. And it's going to be on them to kind of push their way to victory. They're up 2,000 gold, but that last fight left them not able to secure that last dragon. So it is even up 1-1. But, I mean, this top lane is just completely doomed.
No,
we
let me
wait.
say that.
It might just be the situation of Aurelia has boots, Sheen, and a Blade of the Rune King, and Now We Wait has a Vamp Scepter and a pickaxe.
You know,
Yeah, that's pretty Jover.
you just really hope that you can continuously have fights happen that Aurelia isn't there at. And cool, you know, they all do what they did last game, where they're on the same page and they just kill LGA before LGA can pop off, and it should be okay.
Yeah.
Take the blue buff and throw it to Ixie so he gets smited. Okay, he didn't.
I don't think you've ever seen that. Yeah.
Sorry to cut you off. That was just too hype. I was like waiting for it. It's like a kid at the candy store waiting for it.
All right, Geyser's in trouble. Has to use the ult to get himself out to safety. As once again, Tomato's just able to leave this bot lane, and Giggles just picks up the farm for free. As Now We Wait just gets jumped on under turret. LGA takes a lot of damage for it as being sent up under turret there, but the Ignite committed in a pretty even trade overall. Pantheon's going to have to take a reset here. As Geyser's got to be careful here. He doesn't have his ult anymore, but neither does Lizzo, so be able to walk himself out to safety. But playing with fire there.
Yeah, Hanmine, so what are your thoughts?
Yeah, unfortunately, you know, his Final Fantasy raid calls kind of lame in my opinion. How are you gonna leave during mid-series? But you know, it is what it is.
That's so funny.
He just watched his boy Lizzo lose one game and said, "I'm not supporting you anymore," and just left.
He couldn't handle it. Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny.
Well, Triforce.
I agree, Hanmine. Great take. Holy.
just continue talking to him throughout the whole thing.
Triforce not completed on Graves, so it's finally hit that first item, Power Spike. That's everyone. On the side of Egoist, Ixie's still waiting for his first item. Should have it fairly soon. Looking for a play down here in bot lane. Hasn't been spotted yet, but both junglers in the area. We might get a 3v3 brawl here as Ultras.
Oh my gosh, he's up 2 levels.
Oh, here we go as Ixie just goes straight in on the Melee G. The lantern comes out, but he can't click on it, and he's just going to get taken down. Now Rake is trying to do the chase down follow-up here.
Lizzo's here first.
Lizzo is here first, but he misses the stun. Ultra finds a good flay into another hook, but he gets destroyed by the Feather Pulp. It's a TP in here, as so is the Pantheon is here as well. It's going to be a 3v3 for the remainder of this. Kiko's almost going to go down to Geyser, but he's not quite enough damage. But now LGA has to play it carefully. He doesn't have the stun, but he's going to start healing up off of these minions and able to get himself out to safety. Can the charm land? It's not going to. It's going to end up being a 3v3 overall, but Now We Wait and Geyser coming out on the health lead and get some damage down, but not able to take this turret.
I think he should have TP'd way sooner than that if he was going to do that.
Yeah, I was actually, I saw the TP coming from Riley. I was like, oh, this is scary, but so much damage had been done already that essentially is being put into such a losing situation that I'm actually surprised that Geyser Now We Wait didn't try to overpress it and just kind of were happy with the win that they had. Like, they both respected the Riley going to that bush very heavily.
Yeah, I think if Geyser ulted in a more aggressive fashion, they could have taken down the Aurelia, but because he dashed backwards to dodge the stun instead of forward, he was just too far out of range to keep doing damage.
Yeah, which, you know, I feel like it was a safe play. I'll give them the respect if they didn't want to throw it and that they were okay with coming out the way they did for that fight. I don't blame them fully for.
But hey, Dragon's coming up in 25 seconds. All team 5v5 gathering around it. We're just going to go straight back into another brawl. And it's important to note that that fight started with Melee just getting completely blown up instantly, not doing anything. So we'll see if he's able to navigate a bit safer away from this Ixie ult. But it's going to be definitely hard for the Varus. Just get point and clicked on like that if he's not behind his teammates to try and peel the rest of the team. Herald dropped in mid lane. TP committed by Geyser just to get himself back here as we're still in this standoff here as Ultra killing a pink ward over the wall, but going to take a lot of damage. has the flash to get himself to safety here, and that might be the poke they need to secure this, but they're still looking for it. Might just try for a Lantern steal to get Rake back out, but that Lantern's going to time out, and they're going to have to commit for it if they want it. Dragon down to 1,000 HP, and they're going to secure it by LGA, as now they're going to look for the fight. The stun lands onto Rake, and he's just going to get immediately blown up, as now Geyser has to ult himself out to safety. The Verisalt just used to try and heal. There's just so much damage that came out of Rake immediately on that turn.
Man,
I feel like they needed to just decide to either try to fight that or give it up. They kind of just like half committed to both, and once like Rake gets punished for it and is the one that gets cut out, it looks worse on Rake. But like really the whole team, especially after Alcher took so much damage trying to get that one ward in the back of pit, I feel like they should have just walked away. There's no reason to give over that kill. It's the other team's second Drake. It's not even like, you know, that was it was kind of unlucky from the Egos there, decision making, kind of getting them again.
unlucky. Jungle diff.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Jungle diff. Definitely not like a full team calm thing. Yeah, it's just the jungle.
Just the
Yeah. All right, well, LGA just walking straight into the enemy jungle, looking to steal the blue buff. Is not able to, but forces Rake to use his ult instead of just smiting it. So there's that. First I thought maybe he didn't have smite, but no, he just wanted to ult for fun, I guess.
Giga Chad Graves.
Maybe he was scared he was going to misclick smite LGA, so he decided just to ult and
That's how you assert your dominance.
yeah.
Just see this blue buff.
Well, yeah, he was being smart about it. He wanted to keep his smite so he could, you know, steal other camps easier.
Smite, he can smite his own red buff.
Yeah, it was really unlucky timing that I was saying that actually.
All right, we might get a fight here. They're going to go into a chain CC onto LGA and just completely blow him up here before he has a chance to react. Now Ixie's being caught out here, but there is a TP from Lizzo, and now Egoists are just completely split. Melee is kind of caught out in a bad situation, but is able to fight Ixie, push him back out, and Geyser does so much damage with these two items completed. Now Giggle has to run for his life, already using that ult, but the Pantheon ult is coming to chase him down, but he pulls the feathers back on the Geyser, who walked back into them and was taken down as Rake is going to find the follow-up kill. As now we have to be very careful going in onto Lizzo here. He does a lot of damage with these completed items. As Lizzo still looking for something, has no ult, so shouldn't find anything else, but we're all trading, I think, 2 for 3 in favor of the Egoist there, so getting something back as well as that big shutdown on LGA. Going over to, I think Melly was able to pick that one up. So
Was it?
good pick up on
Outro? Did Outro die there?
Yeah, Altro died.
Oh, okay. I just had not noticed.
All right, Rake. Can he get himself out to safety here? Looks like he's going to be able to with the backup of his team. As LGA will also be able to dash himself out to safety, so no more fighting for the next 30 seconds.
Yeah, everyone go ahead and take a breather now. You get 30 seconds. That's your total time.
There's a quick bathroom break before we're going back.
I don't know if
overtime today, huh?
I don't know if you can get a bathroom break, and I don't believe in that one.
Go real quick.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to call OSHA for this one.
You know, I will say that LGA did start very strong, but once again, we're seeing the very human side. Even there, technically no one died, but was very aggressive by himself at first. Like, Rake's team was definitely closer. So I feel like, at least that it's not like a Giga-Fed Jax. The Aurelia is still killable with the team that they have. And we saw it up top where they basically killed LGA before he even got to fight. So, as long as the Egos, once they communicate and they play as a team, still not too bad of a spot. What's your guys' take? Curious.
Yeah, I mean, everyone on the Egoist besides Graves has pick potential. You have the Thresh Hook, Verisalt, Pantheon Stun, Ari Charm. So if anyone face checks anything, as I say that, Melee face checks into the Syndra and just gets blown up. Wow. And now the Ari ult, or the Vi ult comes out on the Geyser. He's able to Ari ult himself out to safety. That's 2 ults burned for 1, but he's on the bad end of that health trade. As Dragon is spawning here, and Melly won't be up for it.
Dragon Death.
Yeah. But, I was saying that everyone on Egoist can really set up picks. If they set up some vision control, they can try and isolate someone before these fights, but unfortunately, Melly walked a bit too far forward. It barely got tagged by that Syndra stun. And, I mean, Lizzo is very fed this game. He has 9 kills. He's almost on a death cap at 23 minutes. Anyone he decides to kill is going to die unless they're Pantheon and they can immune the ult. So
point.
Yeah, it's that always hurts to see. That's also like Aurelia. Syndra's one of the champions that you see when they're fed that you die a little inside, especially as an ADC. Yeah, you get hit by that stun, it's over.
LGA is looking for this all-in here. It's now going to be a 3v1 as he's committed his cooldowns. His passive does fall off there. He tries to flash away from the Pantheon stun, and now his teammates are going to be here to get him out to safety. As Lizzo looking for something, but walks away from that charm and hook. See if we get some more fighting here. Giggle is rotating up. They might be looking for something with Ixie here. I think everyone's just going to walk this one out. With some summoners burned, but everyone lives.
Flip the Baron.
They might.
Oh my.
Oh,
God.
Ixie just dashes
Ixie.
straight into his death. And there's the pick potential that the Egoists have.
I don't even know if that was pick potential. Ixie basically went into a 1v5 alone there. Like,
Yeah, that's how you pick someone.
No one can
You
follow
stand in a
that.
bush. As now they're just going to start up onto this Baron. Geyser did have to reset, so it is a 4v4 right now. As this Baron is being burned down pretty quickly. LGA has a flank, but Varus doesn't have ult, so there's not a lot of peel potential. As Rake goes on to the other 3, but he's just going to get completely blown up. But the Ahri finally makes him back out. The Pantheon comes in over the top. Giggle has to flash away to safety. As now we wait, barely lives. But now Geyser goes in, but he doesn't have the damage to take down Giggle, who cleans him up. As Melly is walking super far forward. He gets hit by the stun. He gets hit by the ult. And he's going to get taken down here as well. And Ultra's going to go down. It's a triple kill going over to Giggle. And I think LGA should be able to find this last hit onto Ultra.
No.
Just needs anything to jump to. Ultra trying to dodge the stun. Is able to do so, but he got in range for the dash.
No, not like this.
That was heartbreaking. It looked so good for the Egoist at
Yeah,
first.
it did. It was a good flash by Giggle. Wow, never thought I would say that.
Giggle, he's been doing a good job of at least putting down his feathers and pulling them back for that big burst damage onto people who the Egos have kind of been losing track of where those feathers are. As now we wait, almost got one shot by the alt feathers as they got pulled back. But
Ooh, it's looking like a 100 CS diff. That's a feels bad moment.
yeah, up in this top lane, now we wait is very poor.
It's Geyser's fault. He can't play top lane. Unlucky. I'm joking.
It's unlucky,
Man,
that last play hurts. That's just a heartbreaker. It was so good.
What? The bright side is Geyser can play mid well. The non-bright side is now we wait pays the price.
Seems like whoever they put up it to face LGA, bad things happen to. So
I like this double pink ward goes hard.
they're making sure there's no vision in that dragon as they're gonna have their soul dragon spawning here in a minute 40. But as I say that, now we wait might just be dead here again. LGA going for the all-in. Now we wait flashes, takes the blast cone out to safety. So he will escape, but that's flash for ult used. And he should have that ult back up as now Geyser is very caught out here, pushing in this side lane. Ult coming straight in onto him from Ixie. He's able to dodge one Vault Breaker, but the stun lands. It's now LGA trying to navigate this 1v hook.
Ultra's insane.
Ultra lands, and I think LGA is going to go down here.
Unlucky.
So shutdown going over to now we wait, and that's still a minute till Dragon, so he'll be able to respawn and can TP down there if needed. So just trading the picks 1 for 1, but at least getting some gold back in their pocket.
The issue is you pick that, which is a great pick to get LJ there, but like you said earlier, Lizzo is still very strong in this game. Like, it doesn't... Yeah, it helps, but that that Syndra still is easily one-shotting someone.
Man, imagine if Lizzo picked Syndra last game.
Lizzo is putting in work here. So Death Cap completed. Starting to work on this Void stuff here. Needs a bit more gold to actually get to that power spike, but I don't think he really needs the Void Staff to kill anyone. No one's even building MR. The most MR they have is a Hex Drinker on Pantheon, which is definitely not going to save you. As both teams start posturing here. Pantheon on a bit of a flank, has the ult to try and join in here. As the hook comes out and we freeze in place, but that's going to go wide.
Okay, Soul Point, what are we doing? Are we gonna fight?
They're so split again. Like, the Egos have gone 2 different ways already.
He's farming his camp based.
They're going to try and regroup up on this bot side to keep themselves away. The flash ult comes out, and Lizzo is able to react in time to flash out to safety. And that's Melly's flash and ult bird. So, going to be a bit difficult.
I kind of respect it, though. Trying to get that pick. I mean, if he does get that, could be huge. Unlucky that he doesn't, but...
Alright, they're going for it here. Now we wait ults in, but he finds nothing as Rake is very deep in the backline trying to 1v1, but it's not a fair fight. He's going to go down, but at the same time, Lizzo gets picked off, and that is a huge member down. Tomato gets charmed up, but now they're right onto Melly in the backline. He has no flash, he has no ult, and he's going to get taken down here. One more hit, and that's going to do it, but he lives for so long, but it's not enough. As LGA is able to survive with the support of Tomato, and Giggle putting in damage from behind. And that is an ace and at least an inhibitor, if not, maybe more.
The damage from behind? What do you mean by that?
Well, he was behind, untouched, just, slapping people with feathers. Some people are into that. But it looks like the Pandas are just going to take that one teamfight win, and they're looking to just end the game straight off it. Rake's not up for 5 seconds. No one's going to be respawning in time. It's going to be Pandas taking the Emerald League Season 3 Finals 3-1 over Egoist.
Mambas did it better. Anyways, congratulations to the Pandas.
Really hit with that.
Tomato 2-time. Wizzo.
Lizzo just
catching that elusive title he so desperately...
Yeah, desperately what?
I was hitting the LeBron meme. I actually forgot what the caster said after that, so I just didn't say anything. Unlucky Egoists. They were good in regular season, but goes to Kiev. Just too good at this game.
An unfortunate end for the Egoists, not able to find, a way to pull that series back. But the Pandas overall just executed better than them in 3 of those 4 games, showing better team coordination, better individual play for the most part across the board. And I think the expected result of the Pandas coming out victorious, but I think the games were a little bit more one-sided than I would have anticipated. But
surely we do the interview, and unlike last season where you guys left me to dry.
Yeah, well, we just don't interview you.
Oh, yeah, my bad.
Yeah, we'll see if anyone on the Pandas wants to, come tell us how they feel after their win. But
I can move them all in here if you want.
I don't know if moving all of them in there here is the play, but yeah.
Wait. No, I did not.
I almost said a swear word, bro.
No, you didn't. Stop lying.
I guess. Yeah, that shit was running a marathon, bro. Feels like Dude, it feels like crap, honestly. I couldn't win an ADC, and I win on jungle. That's so stupid. What? This role's broken. No, but nah, my team is fucking broken, honestly. I don't know what happened. Ghost Kiev got DDoSed, and we just brought LGA in, so.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was a bit disrespectful of you to win without locking in the Kiana, though. So,
Yeah.
where was that pick?
Follow the script.
Hey, man.
Yeah, that's pretty
Graves
messed up.
played it with Frozen Heart. I'm sure Kiana would did a lot that game, bro.
Yeah, hey, listen, Kiana would have done just as much as you did on the bug in game 3. That's all I'm saying.
Not bad.
Which was
For real,
nothing.
like, the team played really well. I'm really proud of them.
Yeah, LGA was looking like a monster. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, and Giggle had that Baron fight, and Tomato just kept him alive, and he just did his job every game. And Lizzo was just that guy, so he's Rizzo.
Oh, speaking of Lizzo.
Ooh, shit.
Oh, we're just kidnapping everyone here. Holy.
All right, Lizzo. What are your thoughts?
I think I don't know if Vixie said it, but I'm gonna say well, not congratulations. Thank you to all my supporters out there and all my fans. I may have not been looking in the chat during intermission and seeing all my fans and all the love.
If he had a recording in that game, he was just like, this guy's saying this bro. This guy's
There's
saying
no
this."
way.
I was getting the recap. I didn't even have to look. He was looking for me.
And then besides my fan, I want to give a big thank you to Ghost of Kiev for taking one for the team. Wherever you are, soldier. He said he was getting Chinese food before practice, before week 1, and never heard from him again.
Well, actually,
Ghost
we have
went
Ghost of Kiev right here. Hold on.
Oh my God, it's Ghost of Kiev.
Oh, hey. How you doing? What's up, LJ?
I didn't want to make that a quick 3-0. I got a little too many comments in the Twitch chat, so I kind of had to run it down a bit just to keep it interesting.
Oh.
Trader.
Did you guys mess with the Malphite mid, man? I had to do it for the culture.
What's
that was,
irritating
it was
is
interesting.
so you're doing the
definitely some culture,
Malphite
though.
mid for the culture, but your jungler was too scared of getting gapped by Rake that he wouldn't do Kiana for the culture. So
That
like,
is low-key true.
kind of messed up. That's all I'm saying.
Bro, you just want me to fail, bro. Like, you literally
guys
watched
lost
Frozen
anyway.
Heart.
What do you
You
mean?
went Frozen Heart
You
third
literally-
plated, bro. What am I gonna do? to
You
that
lost
guy?
anyway. What's it matter, man? You could assassinate other
True.
people.
You know what? Yeah, you're right. You're right. I should have picked Kiana because my whole team was trolling, so I just picked. I should.
Whoa! Me trolling the Malphite mid. I think I hit some good ults. That's all I'm saying.
It made up for it in the next game, so that's all that
You
matters.
should have seen that brawl between me and Silas in the bot lane too.
Hey, can we get a word from the 2-time Emerald League champion, Mr. Epic Tomato Yum?
You know, but like Lizzo also is 2 times.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I'm a
Yeah, but 2-time in a
champion.
row.
Yeah, but I'm also a 3-time finalist, and we don't even want to talk about the other leagues.
Hey,
right?
I'm
Like-
1 for 1.
Wow.
I didn't even get drafted. That's how crazy it went.
LJ,
I don't
did
know
you
how
sign up for next
snuck
split?
by, bro.
What'd you say?
Did you sign up for next split?
I did.
Uh-oh. Yeah, admins removed it on remote. Like, he definitely can't play.
Now,
next
Mr.
split.
Tomato, if I were to ask you a question, Mambas or the Pandas?
Oh my
Oh,
god.
Ooh.
bro, you're so stuck up on the bro.
Ooh.
It was a season ago. Move on, man.
I'm thinking retirement.
You think of
yeah, that's what
retirement?
I think
Good
retirement.
You said that 2 seasons ago.
I said that because okay, they wanted me for one more season. I said, all right, I'll play one more season.
I got one more in me.
Just one
Even
more.
Tom Brady unretired, man.
Listen, Vince
That's the only
Carter,
reason
he
that
went a
Tomato
long
came back
time.
is we guaranteed that his team would win the finals.
Yeah, true.
That's the real script. It's been leaked.
Nasasi would never.
True.
Nah, he told me before the draft that he was gonna for fun this season, but then he saw Wander pick first, so he's like, okay, I gotta actually win again.
Real
then-
talk.
Wander, yes, the player who showed up every week. So you really got him.
Yeah, he outperformed him.
Best week 1 pick. Becky Rita, you're the GOAT.
And last but not least, Mr. Giggle, you finally got that chip in EDL. How does it feel?
It felt pretty good. Pretty good.
That's it.
You could tell
Yeah,
he's
I
ecstatic.
mean, I
He's
just went and
He is hyped.
I did my job, farmed my waves. You know,
Yeah.
showed off my my Asian builds in the for my fans in the chat.
Giggle, you're treating this like a 9 to 5.
You know, all I do is win, bro.
Well, except for last
Admin
season.
div. Admin div.
Oh,
For real.
You guys may or may not be seeing me here again for next season.
On the post interview after finals here, or just like
Yeah, I'm
Oh.
calling it now.
just
Hey,
don't
I
don't
just
give
like to
Lizzo
say,
and
like,
Syndra.
we couldn't have done it this season without our coach, Solar Rain.
That's true.
So all the
For real.
credit goes to him.
Oh no, that's so heartwarming. Oh my gosh.
Technically, he got his second too.
Only he can coach his other team.
Yeah, I got my second for not playing. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, that's just how good you are. Holy fuck.
I mean, you didn't really have to play the first time either. You know, it was an iconic show. Remember?
Oh yeah,
That
true.
is true.
Actually, true.
That
With that statement, I should be able to play again. Yeah.
yeah, for sure. Too bad it's already
not
filled,
Sonic, right?
unfortunately. So
Oh.
league's already filled up. Can't do much about that. Yeah,
He can take
unlucky.
my
Yeah,
spot. I
yeah.
mean, shit, like, you know.
Oh yeah, I can take any spot.
Yeah.
Now,
So anyway,
Now Liz removed the title of getting carried by Edaconic.
I never had that
True.
title. What are you talking about? They
At
saw,
least-
I don't know. People saw me win a chip with Syndra. They see the rank games and they still don't ban him. I don't know, man. I don't know.
At least
Am I
you're
still
on
that bad?
crab.
Am I still gonna pick? Am I still gonna be picked like round 3 and 4 every split? I was the last pick the first split. The second split I was a captain. In the third split I would have been last pick if
I didn't see
there
the
wasn't like 4
potential.
mid laners or 3 mid laners as captain.
If I didn't see the potential in Rizzo.
You flipped a coin for me. Don't you baby me.
I did flip a coin actually.
Dang,
You
you
got
get
Kuma- let's
blasted
just
on
say-
live TV.
Let's just say if you got Kuma, then large men will probably be in this stance right here. That's all. That's all I'm saying.
Actually, true.
Oh shit. Nah, he's right.
you know, it just makes you a really good value pick. People keep sleeping on you. It's fine because that means that you get to end up on like better teams.
Yeah,
It's
but you
like-
don't want that.
Including you, Sigma.
You don't-
including
wanna
you.
get picked-
Hey,
wanna
but
get picked,
I've
like, why are you
slowly
complaining
said
about
that,
it?
I've had to learn to be less of a doubter. You know, you there's no doubt that you aren't the same Lizzo that I roasted as much back in the Mantis days. You know.
Lizzo, you're getting comments from Twitch chat saying that you got carried across the finish line.
Carried. Let's go. The guy who lost the Medicine finals, but we're not going to talk about that.
Jimmy
Jimmy Talon. Yep. Name drop the Jimmy Talon,
The East
Damn, name
Piggies
dropping
in
him
the
like
chat.
that.
who subbed for Ida last split, and some may say outperformed Ida in the game he subbed.
Dang, I need Jimmy Talon on my team then. We'll become the new inseparable duo.
No, you just get carried by him.
So you need like a challenger level
True.
jungler to like do it with Rain. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, why not? Free dubs. I can be the new Giggle Queef. I'll take every game.
Minions beware.
You didn't take it on the Zaya game.
Minions, feel my wrath. I honestly was wishing that you took it. I would have respected that so much.
On Zaya?
Yeah, the devotion. If you just go like Airy and poke.
I didn't
Zaya.
play Airy game 1. Airy, I took lethal tempo game 1.
Oh,
This guy's just a fake area enjoyer.
yeah, true.
Well, we'll close out the stream. We're not going to go on too long with the interviews. We'll give everyone their final statement. We'll start. We'll go on. Yeah, we'll start with the top laner, LGA. You got any closing remarks about your championship? Anything you want to say?
I mean, Ghosty Kyov's kind of base, not gonna lie.
Expected. We'll actually we'll end with you, Ixie, since you're the captain, I guess, but it's fine. Lizzo, any last remarks?
I got one phrase, man. We've been saying it all the time. It's another chip for Rar over here. Another chip.
Oh,
Rar's undefeated in
Yeah, he was gonna say
EDL.
that.
God.
Another
I-
chip for Rar,
How did
baby.
I know, bro?
Them doing Doki proud. He couldn't be
He's
with us this
somewhere
one, but
licking his
hopefully
lips.
he's there in the future.
He's lurking,
In
bro.
spirit. All right.
I didn't have him on my team this time. That's why we won.
Wow. Giggle. Any closing?
No, just GG's. This is a good series to Egoist. It was fun.
All right. The back-to-back champion of Epic Tomato, Heimerdinger Abuser Tomato.
Just want to say thank you for putting on this league. It's been a great time. I mean, it's given a lot of self-worth feeling, at least during these hard times.
For real.
I enjoyed it, so thank you for having these.
Absolutely. Wow. Well said. And we'll end it off with the captain of the team getting his first victory finally. The first Super Team Pandas was not good enough, but this was the one. Any closing remarks, Ixie?
Yeah, they're all dog shit. I don't know.
Nice, perfect. All right, with that,
Yeah.
The mic drop.
yeah, that was.
I
I
bet
think.
he left.
Yeah,
Hey,
what a
yeah.
mic drop. Well, we'll end it there. Congratulations, Pandas, on winning Season 4 and quick turnaround right into Season 5.
Season 3.
Season 3, sorry. Well, I'm just
Stop
predicting
reading
the
the script.
future. Jeez, man, Season 3, so I don't know how to count.
Yo, why are you reading the
season-
next year's script already? Whoa,
exhibitions
chill.
start up next week. We get right back into it. So congratulations, and everyone have a good night, and I appreciate all the viewers for tuning in.